Hello, everyone, and welcome to Chuchigatari Unlimited Train. No, I'm just kidding. It might as well be though, because we got the Chuchigatari crew, all three of us on the show. It's a video game choo-choo podcast, the regular one, the video games one, and I'm the host, John, and with me this week are, of course, my the other hosts of Chuchigatari as well as this one. We have Elvie.
Hello.
And we have Rose, who is normally in charge of Chuchigatari, so she's gonna, sit in the passenger seat today.
Yeah, I don't have to do anything.
You have to do something, Rose. You played one of the bigger games of the season, all right? You have to talk a bunch. Yeah.
That's true. That is true.
It's all your fault. It's been a pretty wild time. I think the thing that I will say that's like just all over the place is that like I have so many tabs open that I had to open up a new window just so I could have like enough things in the way, so I didn't like kill myself with all these tabs. There's a lot of stuff. I don't know where to start. I guess we could just start with how's everybody doing?
We're doing.
I'm
doing a lot.
I'm trying to see when we're taking off because, we usually take like a week or two off for the end of the year. Okay, so, we're not going to record on Christmas and we're not going to record on New Year's. So, we'll probably have to figure some stuff out. I'm looking at over this right now, but anyway, we're gonna have this episode in the next episode. So I guess for now I will just ask how everyone's holiday plans are shaping up. I know that I know that we're probably not gonna be traveling much, obviously, but does anyone have anything that you're looking forward to over the holidays?
I would say definitely. It's always the food. Like I don't have to do anything. Well, no, I'm still contributing, obviously. Like Thanksgiving, my family is not gonna be all together. Obviously, like it's best. And like, yeah, I'm not traveling far at all. It's literally just a city over, so I'm not gonna go that far to anything. I'm just going to be with my parents and the rest of our family. We're just going to communicate at a distance and figure things out and drop things off at like places, but otherwise not linger at all in one house, which is what we usually do. I'm looking forward to actually like reconvening with some of my older school friends. There was actually been a big plan like pending in the background where we usually do actually have like a kind of mini reunion of sorts, and we meet up in person. And we usually just do it once a year. And like it's a lot of us who, again, from literally like high school. So yeah, again, we don't really consistently they're like people I don't consistently keep in contact throughout most of my everyday life these days, but it's just a nice thing we do at least once a year and touch base. So that's gonna be fun. Just gonna have like a huge, probably, I don't know, like, because usually we play board games, so we're going to have some sort of gaming marathon of some sort. So that's like a nice thing to touch base with people.
Totally.
Yeah.
Rose, how about yourself?
I don't know if I have much planned, really. I think probably my gal pal, girlfriend, whatever, will probably come on down from New Hampshire. She lives up in the rural ass New Hampshire where nothing happens, so pretty COVID free up there.
That's good.
They'll probably come down. Probably, I don't know. I'll watch her play Yakuza for like 10 hours, like we usually have.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
I might make some food. I kind of want to make this for Thanksgiving. I made this baked macaroni and cheese. Ooh. And it was with this smoked, this like apple smoked quiver or something. I don't know, some name like that. It was delicious though. It was so good. It was really good. Really good mac and cheese. So I might make that again. Some sort of nonsense. I don't know. Not much. What are you doing, John?
Well, my fucking ma wants me to come visit again. And that's pretty much it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what else. I do already know what I'm getting for Christmas, which I'm pretty excited about. Because I had to buy it for myself because my mom doesn't know how to use Amazon.
Did she like tell you? Like how did?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I think by the time I was like 18 or something, I don't remember. It's been a while, but she just started going basically like, okay, I don't really keep up with what you're into anymore. So just like tell me exactly what you want and I'll like tell you what, like she doesn't give me like an exact like budget, but she basically just goes, okay, just give me an idea of the kind of stuff you want and then I'll go get it for you. But then, you know, I'd be like, yeah, you know, like, try checking on this website because it's cheaper here or whatever. And she's just like, I don't know what that website is. And then I just go, you don't know Amazon? You know, like, she has not learned how to order things on Amazon yet. And, I mean, she's like 52, I want to say, 51, 52, I think.
Yeah.
So it's not like she's, like, elderly or anything like that.
Yeah.
But still, very bad with technology, never really tried any of that stuff. So she literally, like, and it's not just like, oh, she had me log in or whatever. I ordered it from my Amazon account and shipped it to her house, and then when I went over there for Thanksgiving, she gave me the money for it. That's what happened for Christmas. But I got that big fucking Godzilla Criterion Collection.
Ooh.
Thing. Yeah. And, you know, she's one of those people that's like, no, you have to wait for Christmas. You can't have it. So, you know, it's in like a closet or it's wrapped up already. I have no idea, but like, I gotta actually wait for the holiday to get it. But, you know, I'm looking forward to watching those movies. I have a big soft spot for Godzilla. Like when I was in middle school, that was like one of my fixations was watching all those old Godzilla flicks on like Sci-Fi Channel or whatever. So I'm looking forward to checking those out as an adult and just, you know, soaking in all the dumb bullshit and, you know, legitimately enjoying some of those movies too. Because, hey, like the original Godzilla's a fucking masterpiece, you know? So that is what I'm looking forward to. I mean, you know, I'll have an alright time. My ma has been really, like, adamant about making baby back ribs for some reason.
Okay.
Nothing else.
Yeah, I don't know. She's just like, I really want to make baby back ribs for Christmas dinner. So, I don't know. We'll see.
My sister actually recently got an air fryer, and that's kind of just been the big appliance conversation right now. But specifically those huge ones where it kind of has all in one, and where you could outright make a rotisserie chicken or something. And they've been just experimenting with it. Like, so she's not someone who cooks really. Like, her husband is the one who cooks most of the time. So she's just been very excited. So I'm kind of both worried and scared as to what we might get from that. But it's something. And I've been seeing the results she's been texting. It's like, oh, okay, that's cool. So who knows what's going to come out of that.
Yeah, my mom, I don't think my parents have really looked into getting, like, appliances and stuff like that. My mom still thinks it's nuts that I have a rice cooker. And it's not even like a really nice rice
what's
cooker.
Wrong with
it's
that?
probably
No, I've seen this. I've seen this like all the time.
Not in like it's a bad thing or anything. It's just like I got it for Christmas last year, and you know, she was just like incredulous that, you know, you would get something like that. And I was like, no, it's great. You know, I like having rice as a side, and it's good. And it's just very funny that, like, I have to cart it up to their place sometimes because, like, you know, when I learned how to make curry and shit, I made it for them one night while I was staying over for like a couple of days, and she was like amazed, and I was just like, yeah, you know, you just put the rice in there and it cooks.
But I think there definitely is like a weird war between people who use the rice cooker versus people who make rice from the pot. Like, there definitely is like some sort of like weird just dispute there, which makes no sense because there are different grains of rice where one thing is more appropriate for whatever, you know. So like it's whatever. But otherwise, the rice cooker can cook a lot of things even beyond rice, which is nice.
I mean, my mom's just an old white lady. She doesn't know what the fuck.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
the
like,
actual answer.
My family is, you know, super Italian. All of it, just lots of making meatballs,
Me too.
making lasagna, etc. Yeah, you know, so on. So like, consistently, it was just like, that is the only food they're ever going to cook, right? And it's like, you know, that's still a lot of food, but it is a very specific type of food.
Yeah.
And so it was very much the same thing, where it was like, if I told my mom, oh yeah, I have a rice cooker now or whatever, she would be like, what? Like, what? Who needs that? Like, that's stupid or whatever. That's not like whatever.
But if I had like a pasta cooker, it'd be another story.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're exactly right.
Wow, yeah, that makes sense. That totally makes sense.
It's just like, yeah, they don't. I think like a lot of people out there just like, you know, they don't branch out their food really. So then they're just like blown away when they actually have it. Like the curry thing's not surprising to me. Like I've seen that happen with plenty of people, where it's just like I mean, like me, I didn't have curry until like 3 years ago. Changed my life.
Yeah, people have like a preferred carb as their side, it seems.
Yeah.
Bread, pasta, what rice. Yeah, like if I had a like pasta maker, for me personally, it would be like it's something I fantasize about. It's like, oh yeah, I want to make it. But I know for a fact I would not use that thing. I know for a fact, like, I look at all these beautiful pictures of people who like actually hand make their pasta, like some insane like colorful ones too as well, which are not, it's not very traditional at all, but it's very interesting. I know I would not use that to like the potential that it should be used. So it would just take up space. So I feel like they would see that, they see the rice cooker in that same way. This disbelief that like, oh man, you actually are eating rice that much, you need this highly specific thing, which again, it's not that specific. You can use a rice cooker for more than rice too.
It's true.
But that's interesting.
We just got an air fryer recently, and that's pretty crazy.
The air fryer, like
it's good. It's a good item. I had never even heard of them until last year. Also, I was just like, what? Yeah.
The
interesting stuff.
I do have one myself, but it's kind of, I don't use it that much because it's there's like a lot of things I can do with it, but also like I just prefer the traditional way of like making stuff. It's great for making fries, which is kind of the big thing, like why a lot of people like it. But I also have one where it's I have just one. I mean to say, like, the one I have isn't really convenient. It's a chore to clean in a sense that it is a tray styled one. I don't know if that describes it well, but it's not like a thing you can put. It's not like some of them look like a coffee maker. I don't know what's the best way to describe it. Some of them basically have like a cup thing. You just slide in and that's it. But mine is more like, it kind of looks like a toaster oven. So it's a little annoying to kind of deal with, where you have to kind of clean the bottom and all that and all the grease, etc. So it's the fact that it's a hassle to clean that I don't use it much, which is, essentially the core problem. But when it works though. It is pretty good. And it did come also with rotisserie stuff, but I've not bothered cooking a whole chicken in it as much as my sister is probably going to try to do with hers. So,
ours is like a I don't know if they're all like this, but ours is like a bottom loaded one.
Yeah, okay, that's the right word. Most of the ones that are like, looks like a coffee maker. I don't know how to say it. But no, the one I have is more, it looks like a oven thing. So the trays are like a hassle to clean.
Yeah. Ours is like pretty not bad to clean. But I bet it will get bad. You know how those pans and stuff like that get. So. Video games, anyways. Am I right?
Yeah, folks. Yeah, video games happened. A lot of them did. I don't know. I guess we could. So here's where our road diverges, I suppose. We could talk about either the big event that happened or the big game that came out. What are y'all feeling?
I think we should cover the Nightmare event. I didn't watch it, so I kind of want to hear about it.
I definitely would like to hear. Yeah, I think that's a good chronology to go in that order, because it also, just to talk about a lot of the things that were teased, in addition to maybe some other things we, obviously we're not satisfied with. Also, just curious about like how that experience was with like the community, because it's more. it's more like I was kind of taking in things as they were happening, tweets or like people just saying random stuff or people making memes about Sephiroth and Kirby. And Mario not getting killed because they're cowards. They killed Luigi.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put this out there. I know I'm jumping the gun.
Steve killed him.
Steve did
Remember
kill
that?
him, yeah.
Steve killed him.
I know I'm jumping the gun. We're gonna get to it, but the fact that they killed Luigi, maybe more than once, and
Yeah.
like, in these teasers, yet they are cowards for not willing to kill Mario when thousands of people were watching this online. But anyway, yeah, I'm very curious how that experience was watching it with the community, because again, I ended up just like watching it after the night, the next morning, and took in the news and stuff.
So, yeah, the Game Awards happened. As usual, we had our little watch party in the Discord channel, the GameZone.zone, if you want to join in there. I thought it was pretty much exactly what I expected. It was Keeley doing his Keeliest. Nothing really different. It really hit me, and that I almost feel kind of bad for him, because just the way that he talks and the way that he presents himself, he very much thinks he's doing something really cool for gaming, and that he's actively celebrating it, when it's just E3 light. It's just a bunch of announcements,
Yeah, it's
like
ads. And even then, like, not to get ahead of ourselves, but the game that won the most things, I would say, like, giving that many awards, and specifically the award that they got, is arguably incredibly irresponsible and bad.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess we could just get to that. The Last of Us Part 2, like, sweeped. I think, did it win everything it was nominated for? It might have been.
It won everything it was nominated for.
Yeah, so, I mean, we are... This site is pretty anti-Last of Us 2, in general. But, yeah, just, like, the award that was specifically egregious was the Best Direction Award, just because that implies, like, hey, it was led well, and it most certainly was not, like, as a project.
Yeah. Yeah, and just in general, like, you, like, look at Neil Druckmann to this day like that. I mean, there was that tweet that was going around, right, with when they got nominated for the award, that was like, you have fucking Greg Cassavan over there at Super Giant being like, oh, wow, this is amazing. Thank you so much for, like, nominating. I can't believe Hades is, like, up there against The Last of Us 2. And then you have Neil Druckmann going, vote to get all the haters, or whatever it was. It was
And
like,
it did not win that Player's Choice nomination, I would say. And
it did not.
And unfortunately, it was, I would say, it's a result of people who were like, we don't want that to win. That was the only reason why, to be honest. But
yeah, it was Ghost of Tsushima which won. Which I think you said it best, Elvie, that it really felt like the U.S. election, where it was just like, all right, whatever.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, it was
We'll
a total,
take it,
like,
but,
at least it was a complete, like, at least it's not the other guy feeling, but it still, unfortunately just didn't, it didn't mean much in the end anyway, because of, like, well, it still meant something, but it didn't have, like, much of an impact anyway when it ended up sweeping the other stuff, right? But it definitely was telling where, like, there were people who are aware, like, this is bad, that this game is winning.
Yeah.
So...
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't remember, like, any of the other awards. Like, Hades won some awards, and Among Us won two, I definitely know.
Yeah.
Which, those games are worth celebrating. I'm happy. Like it was legit nice seeing the Among Us team, like, tearing up that they won something, like, it is such a nice thing that their game got recognized 2 years later, and they are, like, in such a more comfortable, happier place than they were. Like, that is legit inspiring. I'm really happy for the Among Us team.
I think the only one that I was really mad about going through it, other than, obviously, I'm not a fan of the Last of Us Direction one, but the only one I was like, what the heck, was Games for Impact, where Kentucky Route Zero didn't win because Kentucky fucking Route Zero is so good.
I'm very curious as to how are these things decided? So I'm not that familiar with, like, I guess
they have judges, I believe.
Yeah, do they have a council? Like, is it similar to the Academy Awards where there's like a private selection of people? Okay.
Yeah,
from
what it is, and again, I'm not 100% sure, but I think like at the very least the nominees are chosen through like a voting sort of thing by like people from different sites, you know, so to be like, yeah, they get like Jeff from Giant Bomb to fill out something, and like probably, you know, the editor-in-chief of Kotaku and like the editor-in-chief of Polygon and like US Gamer, and then they also have some like newspapers, like I think they had someone from like, I don't know, Forbes or some shit too, because they do games coverage.
They do have games,
yeah. And I mean, they it's mostly US based publications. Like they like ask like Famitsu and like two or three other Japanese publications, but that's it. So I mean, that's probably why they like never have any like actually like interesting Japanese games unless it's like a Nintendo game or, you know, a Persona or something like that. Because, like, again, you know, you look at the fighting game list and, you know, actually, never
One
mind.
Punch Man?
Well, I'm going to stop myself because the reason why those shitty 3D arena fighters keep getting made is because Japan loves them. So
okay, but I don't know anyone that loves the One Punch Man game, and I have never heard anyone even say as much, because it seemed really grim.
I don't know.
Like, do you know about, like, how it has an online mode that drops the frame rate to, like, 10?
Yeah, no, I know it's a terrible game. I'm not saying, like, I just know that, like, that is just such a big thing in Japan, and I have no idea why, and it is, like, the worst thing in the world, and I wish they would just wake up and want to play 2D fighters, you know? Like, I mean, obviously they do, but I guess it's not as popular as the 3D arena fighters. I don't know. And then it's especially frustrating, because, like, that Kill la Kill one was not bad, but that was, like, probably, like, but that one was, like, did not go over well for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder why, because it wasn't a great game when I was playing it. Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah, it was like it wasn't like amazing, but it was fine. For one of those, it was like the best one of those that I had played. But yeah, all right. So I guess I could just start talking about the announcements, because that's actually what it was about.
Yeah, it's just ads. Like, this is the thing that really gets me about it, because it's just like, he keeps saying, like, it's better than the Oscars, and then it's like, okay, but, you know, the Oscars is really bad, okay?
Yeah.
You know, Siskel and Ebert have been saying this since the 80s, but
it's not, like, riddled with ads.
It's not ads, yeah, right? It's not like, oh, wow, great job on Best Director. So what do you have to show for us? Or whatever. Here's the thing people can buy next week, huh?
Right.
like
it has similar problems for why it's problematic, but it's not that bad in terms of the comparison with that, right? Like, it's like watching something, and it's like watching something you didn't pay for, and then you're on like a stream of stuff, and then you get interrupted with like a 5-second ad in the middle of the video, and then it keeps going because it's like bugging out.
And that's why I'm saying that, like, I in a way feel kind of bad for Keeley. Like, I don't fully feel bad for him because dude's making money off of this. He's like,
you know?
I mean, he's like in charge of the like production studio or whatever. Like his parents are like super fucking rich, like movie producers. Like, that's why he's able to do all this shit, because he has rich parents. But like and that is especially funny because like you know why Christopher Nolan was on there? It's because like his parents did like a bunch of like advertisements and shit for Tenet, trying to be like, we got to keep the IMAX theaters open so people can see Tenet.
Interesting.
That is 100% why Christopher Nolan was there. It was like a favor for like his parents pushing Tenet so hard.
So it was an extended advertisement also for Tenet.
Yeah, I mean, they had Christopher Nolan. Then I think they had the actor who played the main character in Tenet too.
Yeah.
So yeah, like they were, and I think Keeley's doing like a Q&A in a few days with Nolan. Like,
oh gosh,
it's all just like they're just stroking each other's egos. That's all that is.
Inside baseball, as they say.
Yeah. But yeah, so I guess we could just get into the news. Like, one of the first things they showed off was the new Smash Bros. Trailer, and as we kind of talked about already, it's fucking Sephiroth.
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 Sorry for everyone who doesn't know what that means.
That's God, yeah. Yeah, I would not have guessed this in a million years.
No, yeah, same. I was not expecting it. I was like, really, like, what? Really? Okay. When I woke up and just saw Sephiroth trending on Twitter, I was like, what happened?
Poor Cloud's not allowed to be left alone. That's
no,
so
he can
sad.
never be safe. He can never have his happy place.
This boy will never find peace anywhere.
I'm just imagining Sakurai like sitting there and just being like, wait a minute, Cloud's not allowed to be happy.
Yeah, Cloud's a little too happy here.
But he looks pretty fun. He's got his gigantic sword, which at one point it looked like he murdered Mario, but instead he just like picked him up by his overalls with the sword. And he
needs to strike the fear into him.
Yeah, for real. Sephiroth needs to do that to Nintendo's lawyers. But they didn't do the whole like rundown of his moves. They're going to do that next week. And he's going to be available this month. So I'm guessing they're probably just going to release him after the presentation. They'll be like, yeah, here he is now. Yeah, his reveal trailer was basically just a big long reference to Advent Children, which now that I watched that and then like seeing how, like the love that they put into Cloud's Advent Children costume, I think Sakurai just likes Advent Children.
Yeah, just because Advent Children is so I mean like a friend, Niall of the site and friend of the site Ryan. I know they're both big, in quotation marks, fans of Advent Children. So you can get a good idea of what that might mean that it's like. It's a hell of a film. I was like, oh man, now Cloud's gonna do Omni/ version 5, and then he did Omni/ version 5, and I was like, woo!
Yeah, that was interesting. I don't know if that's gonna just be like Cloud's new Final Smash, if they're like updating that, or if it's just gonna be when he's fighting Sephiroth. I don't know, but yeah, they did show Cloud doing Omni/ level 5 in game. They didn't really like detail fully everything Sephiroth can do. Like he has like some kind of move where he basically does Virgil's like floating swords, where he just like puts like a bunch of like shadow spheres around you, and then they can attack you. And his sword's gigantic, so he's got a really long reach. And it looks like he does have a counter.
Yeah, great.
And I guess it looks like his final smash is him turning into like the final boss version from 7.
Yeah, he's gonna. I hope he does Supernova, just because in my like deepest hearts, even though I know this is a Japanese developed game, so they would never do it, I want Smash Brothers to host the English version of Supernova, where it goes through every single planet for 2 minutes straight. And just has like text on the screen pop up and say Pluto, and then Pluto explodes.
It's very good. But yeah, I'm sure I will have opinions on how Sephiroth plays next week or whenever he releases. But yeah, really wild. I think that really throws a wrench into all the speculation, because if this is the other Square Enix character or whatever, we probably aren't getting Geno. That's probably it for him. Or who knows? Maybe the next 3 characters are all Square Enix characters. Who knows?
We got Geno, and then for the next one they put Mallow in, and it pisses everyone off. They just put Mallow in. It's the little Cloud, and everyone's like, "What?"
There'd be riots in the streets.
Good. I want it to happen. They need to put Mallow in. Boshi. They put Boshi in instead.
Look, I don't care what Super Mario RPG character they put in Smash. I just want them to re-release Mario RPG so I can play it on the Switch. I just want to play that.
I'm sure they
again.
will at some point.
Yeah, they will eventually. That game rocks. Okay, something else they announced. So it was pretty funny because I just remember when we were in the call and they started showing this game, everyone started groaning, and then when we like realized who was making it, we were just like, okay. Because they started showing off a zombie game, like a 4-player zombie first-person shooter, and yeah, everyone was just like, "Oh."
I had the same reaction, yeah.
But then we were like, "Wait a minute, this is by Turtle Rock, right?" Oh, okay, so this is just Left 4 Dead 3. Okay, now, and like as soon as we realized that, it's like, okay, now we're excited, and it's not actually Left 4 Dead. Turtle Rock doesn't work with Valve anymore. They probably aren't going to make a Left 4 Dead 3, so they're making a game that is basically Left 4 Dead 3 called Back 4 Blood.
The audacity.
From what I have heard, because I think like Valve News Network did like a video about this a little bit ago, he said that this game has been pretty much done for a while, and they've just been sitting on it. So... Yeah, so I'm a little surprised that it's gonna take until June to come out, but it might just be because of, like, some, I don't know, like, contract or whatever. They are having an alpha on the 17th, whatever that means. I mean, if the game is pretty much done, it's probably just gonna be, like, a demo so they can test the online or whatever. But yeah, that'll be out on both of the PlayStation consoles, the Series, the Xbox One, and PC. That is a I don't know I don't know how to properly talk about that. Like both PlayStations, like PS4,
the
PS5.
PlayStations,
yeah. But I don't know. I mean, it looks good. It's obviously I'm not like super keen on zombie stuff anymore, but also Left 4 Dead is always good.
Yeah, I wonder. I watched the gameplay trailer and it seemed like, listen, I enjoy a Left 4 Dead. Mm-hmm. I do not think Left 4 Dead has had particularly good gameplay. In terms of like the gunplay, rather, I guess would be the term to use. I don't think the guns feel very good, and I don't think the guns looked like they felt very good in the gameplay trailer that I saw. So I'm a little worried about that because I had always chalked it up to, Source Engine guns in general just don't feel amazing. Mm-hmm. I think, which is fine for what they're doing with those games. Mm-hmm. I think, but I worry if it turns out, it wasn't the Source Engine, it was them they're really bad at it or something.
Maybe. Let's see here. There's other stuff here. I'm just going to kind of skip around based on what tabs are open. We got, just tabs just open however they feel like it.
Yeah.
Fulbright, their new game with Annapurna Interactive is called Open Roads. It's got Kerry Russell and Caitlin Dever as the two main characters. It's about a 16-year-old girl named Tess Devine with her mom named Opal. They are discovering what has been left behind in evocative places forgotten to time. I guess like her grandmother left behind a bunch of notes talking about like bank heists and other secrets and stuff like that. So they're making some kind of game. They didn't really go into what kind of game it is. They didn't really talk about what like the gameplay is. If it's going to be like a walking game, like an interactive like exploration thing, or if there's going to be more or less to it. Who knows? But hey, they got movie stars in this one, I guess.
Woohoo!
Yeah. There's that new game by I don't know how many of the Dead Space people are there. I guess at the very least the head of the studio that's working on this game, Glenn Schofield, was from Dead Space, and it looks kind of like Dead Space. It's called what is it? The Callisto Protocol. They just had a little teaser. I don't know.
One of the worst names I have ever heard for a video game, I have to say. Like, I feel like if they had just called it like Protocol or Callisto, it would have been way better.
Yeah.
But like, imagine being like, oh man, I'm so excited for the Callisto Protocol.
There's a lot of really bad video game names recently. Like, you know, we were just talking about Returnal. Returnal's really bad.
That's really bad.
I
thought that was a typo. I thought that was a typo at first when I was looking.
No.
It's real.
I keep seeing people call Yakuza 7 Yakuza Lad.
Why?
And I hate seeing that because it's like a dragon.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
But I hate...
There's also that game another game that got announced at the Game Awards that looks kind of okay. Is a dragon air combat game, and it's called Century: Age of Ashes. And
right.
I wish they just called it Age of Ashes. Why did they have to call it Century? Like, what the fuck is Century?
Why don't they just call it Dragon Dragoon, since nobody calls it that in America? They could get the trademark pretty easy.
Dragon Dragoon, America version.
American Dragon Dragoon. They can just call it that, like American Ninja Warrior.
American Dragon Dragoon Jake Long.
One of the games I didn't see anything about, but sounds like it is something that will be dead on arrival, is a Robin Hood live service game. What the heck is this? What is that?
Yeah, it was just called like Hood something. I don't know.
Who's gonna play that?
Nobody. I don't fucking know.
Who's giving them the seed money for this?
I don't fucking know. These games all look like shit. Let's see here. They showed off Arc 2, which has Vin Diesel in it for some reason.
That was really strange, yeah.
He had a real Fast and the Furious name too, Santiago da Costa, so I was just like, wow, that is Fast and the Furious for sure.
Mm-hmm. There's also going to be an Arc animated series with like a shit ton of famous people in it. Like,
they have the money.
Yeah, Gerard Butler, David Tennant, Elliot Page, Devery Jacobs, Malcolm McDowell, like anyone you could think of. Carl Urban's in this. Russell Crowe. I don't know. I mean, the animated series looked pretty okay. Diesel is saying that he's actually an executive producer for the show and the game. So I guess maybe Vin Diesel just really wanted the new Arc thing. Yes, Diesel's a dedicated Ark Survival Evolved fan with more than 1,000 hours logged in. Okay, so
not surprising, not surprising at all.
So Vin Diesel just wanted a new Ark game that he could be in. Okay,
what is his fucking taste in video games? He's like a huge WoW player. He loves fucking his own game. What was it? The Chronicles of Riddick game.
Chronicles of Riddick.
Butcher Bay game. I mean, you know that Butcher Bay game is really good. So you know.
I know, but he loves it. And then he's like, oh yeah, Ark too. Just imagining him with all his dinosaurs like, this is my family.
They are his family. Let's see here. There's a, I don't know if this is a new I think it's a new Ghosts and Goblins game. I don't think it's a remake. They kind of made it look like it was going to be a remake, but I think it is a new game. Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection for the Switch. You know, it looks like Ghosts and Goblins, whatever. The more interesting thing is that Capcom is releasing Capcom Arcade Stadium, which seems to be sort of like a game room kind of thing, where they're gonna release like game bundles. So you download the thing for free, and then you could buy like Capcom Arcade games. So it'll be like, you know, like Bionic Commando, 1942, Street Fighter 2, you know, you can have all those, like, original games on there, which is, you know, as long as they price that well, that's pretty neat. It's always good to have a way to play old games cheaply. There's a new Perfect Dark that the Initiative is making. That's the Microsoft studio that they said was going to make the first quadruple A game. So I guess this is their quadruple A game, is Perfect Dark.
Oh wow, this is gonna be really bad then. Okay, cool. I'm really stoked now.
I don't know what that entails. Like, I feel like that implies we're gonna put twice as much more money than a AAA game, but that doesn't equate to quality, obviously. So that's not a good thing.
Who knows what it means? It could mean anything to these people. It's the most insane thing I've ever heard anyone say.
There is smell-o-vision. No game has ever.
Oh shit.
No game has ever conquered that corner yet.
What the hell does that mean? What does quadruple A even mean?
It doesn't mean anything. Nothing means anything anymore. It's video games, baby. Nothing means anything. There was a bunch of Fortnite stuff. They already announced Kratos. They already announced Kratos for Fortnite, so he's in. But then we also got a little new bit of information here, where Jeff Keighley let us all know.
Master Chief, come. Master.
Yeah. So Master Chief has come to Fortnite.
He just he pauses after he says, he just goes, Master Chief comes to Fortnite. And it was just like, why did you say that? Why did you? I saw a really bad. I mean, I don't want to be rude here, but the Master Chief Fortnite thing. They also did an ad semi-recently that was by Taika Waititi. Is that his name? Is that how I say it right?
Taika Waititi, yeah.
Yeah, okay. He did an ad for Xbox where Master Chief turns into a DJing cat, and I cannot stand it. I cannot stand the video. I hate watching it. Ugh. And I had the same experience watching this Red vs. Blue trailer for Fortnite Master Chief.
Yeah, they also had a Red vs. Blue trailer where they revealed that some form of Blood Gulch map is going to be in Fortnite Creative. They also had Ninja there for some reason. I don't know. If you want to play as Master Chief, you can do that in Fortnite now. It's
great.
It's like I don't remember who said it. Someone on Twitter said that Fortnite is the Funko Pops of gaming, and that is 100% true.
It really is the Funko Pops of gaming now.
Yeah. They showed off a little bit of the new Among Us map, and I was legit pretty invested in that because they showed off, there's some new tasks, of course. There's also some new things that you can do to sabotage. There was a floating bridge thing that brought you back and forth across the map, and you can sabotage it so that stops moving. So that'd be a pretty good way to choke out someone that you're chasing. They just showed off some other new things that they've been adding. It looks really cool. Just excited for more Among Us stuff. Again, I'm super glad that those folks have a success story on their hands.
Yeah.
It's very cool. One of the weirder and something that kind of gave me a bad vibe was that We Are OFK thing. I don't know if either of you saw that.
I don't know.
I don't recall that. What is that exactly?
It was a video that I guess it's being made by the Hyperlight Drifter co-designer.
Oh, mm-hmm.
Teddy Deef. Yeah, and they just showed this. It's I guess it's going to be an interactive TV series. About a band that is there, and it just it was just weird. I don't know. Maybe I'm just scared of this kind of stuff because of the Seraphine thing, but seeing a video game character singing a song and they introduce them as a new band, and they're standing there wearing a Black Trans Lives Matter shirt and stuff. I just I don't know. That stuff just scares me. It just I don't know. There's probably a way to do that right. but I don't know. I feel like me being worried about that kind of stuff should be at least a little understandable, right? Like,
Yeah, no, I get you.
No, yeah, that's yeah. I think there definitely is a line when it comes to. I think like the potential for this to be really performative too, as like a lot of those other things, and I think that's where the line needs to be drawn. I'm only looking at this now, just like one page talking about it. Yeah, I don't. Oh, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, this has a potential to be like interesting, but also dicey. And I think those concerns you are expressing are very valid.
Yeah, if you know what, if I'm wrong, sure.
Yeah.
I am happy to be wrong. I just again, this might just be because of the proximity to Seraphine,
Right.
which
definitely.
isn't fair.
And those other like
but,
fake influencers. Yeah.
Yeah, it might not be fair, but still.
Yeah, if it's done responsibly, I think okay, it's just whatever.
Yeah.
But I think that's definitely a concern that should be in everyone's minds, really. Like whenever something like this pops up,
right?
And that's totally valid.
All right. Disco Elysium. There's some news on that front.
Very excited about this. They're adding full voice acting to the game, and that means you get to hear Kim Katsuragi's beautiful voice for even longer, which is very, very good. Very excited about that. Also very excited at the prospect of hearing all the skill check voices.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Say their stupid shit. That'd be really good.
Yeah, so yes, you're right. It is getting full voice acting. More dialogue in the different sections of the game, some new areas to explore, and just in general, they are just adding a lot to the game. So this is going to be a director's cut that they are going to add to every version that is already out there, and they are also releasing the game on consoles, pretty much everything from what I've seen, like PlayStations, Xboxes, Switch, all that. And there's also going to be an I Am 8-Bit Collector's Edition for PS5, Switch, and Xbox that has 2 LPs of the soundtrack and a bunch of other little goodies and all that. Let me see how much it is. And let me see if there's like a full... Oh god, it's $250. Okay.
Whoa.
Woo!
If you just want the soundtrack, it is $60 on vinyl. But let me see what all is in the $250 version. Let's see here. A premium box, a vinyl sculpture of the Mind Totem that is hand painted, so that is probably why it's so expensive. 190-page art book, an illustrated fabric map of the District of Martinez, the physical edition of Disco Elysium, and it's region free. So that's that is a lot of money, but. If they are, handcrafting some of this stuff, I can understand why it would be that much.
It's a good game.
Yeah, hey, you know what? There you go. This will be out March 2012. Again, this is free if you already own the game, and if not, you just pick it up and it'll have it. Let's see. Hazelight, the folks that made Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons and A Way Out, are gonna release a new game called It Takes Two, which I thought that was cute. I thought that looked really cute. It reminded me a lot of a Pixar movie in a good way. It's about a straight couple who is their marriage is getting a little rocky. Cody and May. And I guess to learn how to repair their relationship, a talking book turns them into dolls. I think the wife is like a Raggedy Ann kind of doll, and the husband is like a clay doll. And and you just have to do all kinds of puzzles and help each other out to break the spell and fix their relationship. It just looked really cute and fun. And it had a good sense of humor. I thought the book was he was fucked up, but in a good way.
He was pretty fucked up looking.
Yeah. honestly, other than the Smash Bros stuff, this was probably my favorite thing of the show. Just like it just looked really fun and cute, and I'm interested to check it out.
This was shown at Gamescom, right? Though
I think
Yeah.
they talked about it a
But
little
they
bit,
didn't
but I don't
show
think
much of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see here. BioWare was out in force here. They showed off that new Dragon Age.
and Mass Effect.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Dragon Age. I don't know jack shit about,
I'm here for you. Don't worry.
Go.
I've played them all.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So Dragon Age looked
they got
pretty
the elf
alright.
fucker, for
Yeah, they
Dragon
got the
Age.
elf man.
The worst one.
So here's a controversial opinion I have for all of you. Okay, so I want to
Okay.
say first of all, that man is the ugliest man I have ever seen in my life.
Yes, but people,
I want to.
a lot of people are horny for him, though.
Yeah, I don't get that.
I don't get it.
His character very funny. I enjoy him. I think he is. I think he'll be a fun villain to do in the when they do the next game. Because that was the big thing with the DLC, was just setting him up as like this big fucked up villain guy.
He is really fucked up. No, just like as himself.
He like chops off your arm. Like I was like, damn, okay. I think that'll be really cool. I was just glad that they actually showed things this time, because you remember that last trailer they did for it?
What
Where they
trailer?
The one where they had a bunch of guys standing around outside in Canada just being like, I love Dragon Age.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
And then they just showed like a dwarf wireframe getting angry.
Yeah.
Remember that fucked up face that they had the Soulless guy make in that trailer?
Yeah.
Where he was just like, ah! Oh my god. Yeah, okay, so did I mention Mass Effect also?
Yes.
Okay, Mass
Now,
Effect.
I know Mass Effect. I didn't play Andromeda. I didn't play Andromeda, but I guess you didn't need to, because it looks like this new one that they teased is just going to be a sequel to 3.
Yeah. So I am cautiously optimistic to a degree, because I think they can do really interesting things with what that world is like after 3. Because that was sort of the thing with Andromeda that I didn't get, was Andromeda. So at the end of 3, right? Spoilers for Mass Effect 3, which is a bad ending, but, you know, whatever. They blow up all the mass relays, right? In Mass Effect, which are the way that people get around in Mass Effect. So, like, people can't get around very easily now. And if I always thought, like, oh man, that's really interesting. I wonder how that's going for them. And then Andromeda was just like, well, whatever, who cares? We're in another galaxy now. Like, it was just very detached from everything, like, had nothing to do with anything that had happened before. So I think this is more interesting in terms of what they can do with it. I'm not, like, super optimistic, but I am interested. That's, yeah. Mass Effect, if they have upgraded their politics at all since Mass Effect 3 or whatever.
I hope so.
Because you go back and play those games today and it's like, man, oof. In a lot of cases.
You know, you do want to give them a little bit of, like, leeway because it has been a while, but, you know, I hope that they have learned. That is what I hope. That is all you can really hope for people.
I'm also hopeful because the Casey Hudson man is gone now, and he was notoriously like one of those crunch guys when Mass Effect 3 was in development. So
okay, I'm trying to see what else is here. I mean, they showed off Elite Dangerous first-person shooter stuff. They had that really shitty looking single-player Black Desert game that
you know what that made me think of?
What?
It made me think of last year when they had the Dungeons and Dragons trailer where the guy is running. It really just made me think of that.
I really need to see something new with that. Like, what is happening with that game?
Just him running.
The motion camera effect. Everything about
It's all I could think of. I think this could be interesting just because, like, they did something smart, which was, hey, everyone just used that as a character creator, so what if instead of being an MMO with a bunch of unnecessary systems, it's a single-player game?
Exactly.
You know, like.
Exactly. They're basically just taking what the game is. I haven't touched it in a long time, but I'm curious as to what's going on there. And just I went stars and just reused a bunch of stuff. You know, it's like, oh, easy. We're just gonna remove the online aspect to this, and everyone else. I not saying it's hard. Of course, it's gonna still obviously be hard. Game making is hard, but I think they kind of thought a good idea in a sense. In terms of execution, I don't know. It reminds me actually of like related but not really related. Different game, Bless Online has like a single player game at some point.
Right? Yeah.
I still keep getting mailing lists for it. I mean to say I keep getting emails for it. I'm on a mailing list for some reason for it still, ever since playing the original Disaster game. But I haven't heard anything new since. I keep getting just like teasers for like, oh, it's coming out, but I don't know if it's even coming out at all until next year, maybe, if ever.
Right.
But it's interesting seeing MMOs going big brain and being like, let's just make a single player version of our game. The exact same thing. A solution for games like West Online where no one wants to play it. And they're like, let's just use this stuff that's laying around and use it for something else.
But that was the Game Awards. Took us an hour to get through all that shit, but there was a lot of stuff. So
yeah,
whatever.
Even more.
Yeah. Rose.
Yeah.
I think it's time.
Uh-oh.
Oh, is that it? That's everything?
That was everything that I think was worth talking about from the Game Awards.
Okay.
Well, tell us about Cyberpunk.
We're like
Okay.
sitting around her and our hands are like clasped.
Just
on our
glaring.
lap. We turn this lamp on
okay.
and it's just beaming on her face.
Tell me what you know about Cyberpunk.
Yeah, it's like an interrogation room.
All right. So I have played, let's say, 8 hours of Cyberpunk now.
Out of the 200.
Out of the 200. I have not done that much of the main story because I figured the best way to get a good idea of what the game is as an open world game is to go around and do random shit, right?
Right.
So, first off, let me say that I have been pleasantly surprised to an extent. Not in the way that I'm like, wow, this is a really good game. More in the, oh, fuck, it's this kind of game. And by what I mean by that is that this is like if they made Oblivion today. If you know what I mean when I say that. Which is...
don't know if I do.
Okay, so Oblivion is a fucking insane video game. Because it was like very much... obviously, it was expanded upon by Morrowind, expanding upon Morrowind, but it was still very much the first of its kind, right? Like it was the open world RPG. Everyone has something to say that you can talk to, and you do all this crazy shit. You steal stuff, you get in chaos, stuff like that. It was very much like no one had made a game like this. That it feels like that. Again, I'm not saying like this is like, oh, no other game has done this, what this is. I'm saying it's like Oblivion. Like it's like it feels like that way, but for like the modern era. And what I mean is like you will walk around that town and just you can talk to literally anyone, and there's like hundreds of people on the street or whatever, and they'll just say like insane shit to you and just walk away, or like just random glitches will be happening all the time. And it just, the Oblivion energy that specifically gets me is you'll just be like talking to someone and they'll be like, hello. And then all of a sudden they'll get attacked by another NPC randomly and just go like, oof. Yeah, and then die. And it's just like, man, there hasn't been a game like this in so long, like it just...
You're kind of selling me on it just from this. Like, I'm kind of mad.
So the combat itself is a very so what I've heard from people who have finished the game or gotten further in the game is that the combat gets better as it goes on, which is a really weird choice that I don't think I've seen anyone praise. It's the type of thing where you have to unlock like abilities and stuff like that. It has the same Witcher tree. If you remember that, like how that level up tree worked, it has like the exact same thing. So what I've just been doing is putting all the points into this hammer that I bought at the beginning of the game. I spent all of my money to buy a hammer. And I just go around and all these guys are shooting at me and I just hit them with the hammer once and they get knocked out. So basically I've just been going around and it's really stupid. I feel like I broke the game somehow by buying this really expensive hammer. at the beginning of the game. So my experience with the guns has been interesting. They have a lot of different types of guns. Like there are like 5 different kinds of pistols. Like there's revolvers, I think there's hand cannons, there's rapid fire pistols, there's normal pistols, there's smart pistols like Titanfall, which I am happy to see because it means a developer actually played Titanfall and saw the smart pistol. Which is like, do you know how the smart pistol works, John, in Titanfall?
I played Titanfall, but I don't remember right now. Fill me in.
Okay, so in the first game, how it worked was you, there were NPCs, right? I mean, they're still like that. There are NPCs in multiplayer matches, and you kill them to get points or whatever. The smart pistol was it would auto-target all of the NPCs or whatever in your radius and just shoot at them all at once, and it would like charge up or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it would auto-fire and auto-lock onto people.
Okay.
And it was this really satisfying thing to use. They end up using it in Titanfall 2's campaign, I think, as like a big set piece moment, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've never seen. They have smart like every weapon in this game. They have like smart submachine guns that like lock on and stuff like that. You have to like put things in your head to control and stuff like that.
Right.
So yeah, like, but I've mostly been sticking to the hammers because I think the guns are pretty loose, pretty whack to use. It doesn't feel great so far, a lot of the time, because it is an RPG also. That's the main thing, is this is a lot more RPG than it is like an open world game. I would say maybe even more than like an Oblivion or something like that. Like there are stats to everything. There are skill checks. There are, and like a lot more skill checks than there are in Fallout or Oblivion and stuff like that.
Okay.
Like you can unlock doors and hack certain things with stuff. Like there's a whole hack. It feels like a Deus Ex. It's Deus Ex. Okay, it's Deus Ex. It's Deus Ex combined with Oblivion is what I've come to. So sorry to be classic games journalist and just combine 2 games to describe the game, but. That's what it feels like. And that is not what I was expecting. I was really expecting a horrible GTA game, right? From all the trailers and everything that they've done for this game. And it definitely has the immaturity of GTA. You know, a lot of sex and stuff like that. As we've said on the site, penis too, you know, right?
Of course.
Every time you change your clothes in this game, you have to watch your character model either just have their boobs out or their dick out, which is a choice that I'm not sure why they did, but it's kind of funny to me that they did this. I don't know. I'm of 2 minds on this, right? Because on one hand, I'm like, man, video games perhaps should not just have dicks out all the time. But also on the other hand, no video game has done this before, you know? Like, even Rust had the censor bar, right? Over your hoo-ha.
I don't know.
I think, from what I remember, like, I have a couple of friends who play it. I think it's not as detailed as what this game does.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But it's extremely funny, to just be like, oh, I have to equip stronger pants or like pants with these different perk or whatever that I want to put on, and it's just like go into the menu, see my character's hog for 5 seconds, and then it goes away. Like it's just really weird. It's this weird experience that I can't say I've ever had in a video game. I don't know if it's good or bad, but
what is it? And the game's official like age rating, is it M? Is it M?
It's M, yeah.
And like, but there is like sex in it too. That's interesting.
I haven't seen any yet,
okay.
But yes, there definitely is.
That's
I know
interesting.
that there is. I haven't seen any yet.
I guess
So I watched a clip of a dude like
the one
being an idiot.
keep having sex with men.
Yeah.
They can't help it. Yeah.
Yeah, which was pretty funny. But I mean, I would say it's maybe like a step above like what they show in Mass Effect. You know,
Right.
like they
Okay.
don't show
genitals.
They're not showing like they don't
which
show
is
like
the-
penetration or genitals or
Right,
anything.
that's the
They
big
just kind of
thing.
show like like rubbing up against each other and like moaning and stuff. Like it's like maybe like 2 steps above Mass Effect.
Yeah,
but
it's
I wouldn't
HBO
call it like full.
HBO television.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it full-on pornographic. It's something you would see in like a movie.
Okay. So speaking of things you see, this game looks like ass on the base PS4.
Yeah.
And you can't see shit because it is incredibly blurry. It is apparent to me from seeing other footage that it is a design choice that it's mildly blurry. It's definitely an aesthetic thing. And I think sometimes it looks really good because it is like that, because it looks like it's on a CRT. I think that can be effective at times. However, combining the low-res textures, the horrible frame rate, and the incredible blurriness makes this game a real headache, I think.
Yeah.
It's incredibly inconsistent as well, because there will be sequences where it's running totally fine. Like, there's a lot of moments in this game where you're riding in a car with someone and talking to them, because it's like a heist game, really. Like, right, it's a game about, like, doing cyberpunk heists. So you have a lot of, like, you know, dudes you're talking to deal with that. And, like, inside the car and stuff like that, it looks really good, like, because of how dark it is and how blurry it is. Like, it really sets the tone and the mood of what's going on. But when you're out and exploring the open world and the game is constantly freezing to load in the next area and is like super duper blurry with this really crisp HUD, and like people are just moving at like 1 FPS in the distance, like it looks really, really bad. It looks really bad. I was hoping to try it on the PS4 Pro before, so I could tell you if it's much better on that. I'm going to switch over to it tomorrow, I think. Just because it is really not good
So you're
on the base PS4.
So you're saying the car looks good because you can't see anything.
You can't see anything. Yeah, you're inside of it.
Can't see
So like it helps that because like it makes everything like going by, like it has all the vibrant lights and everything, right, that you want from the cyberpunk thing, but you can't see the details because you don't need to, and everything in the car is super detailed and everything's blurry, like, so it just looks like dark and mysterious. Like it ends up working in that thing, but you know, I think it would probably have been better if it just didn't run like ass. I'm really confused why it runs so bad, because you know, you have to consider they've been working on this hardware for so long. Like, it's weird that they would not have created something that could run, because this is easily the worst running game I have seen from a AAA developer, or like even just a big developer in general on the PS4. Like, it goes to single digit frames consistently. I would say it is almost always at like 14 FPS, like when you're doing anything. And it's constantly like freezing up and stuff like that. The game has crashed 7 times for me.
Oh boy.
Which thankfully it auto saves a lot, so it's never been particularly bad, but it has, like, the first time I tried to get into the first time I tried to open a door, the game crashed, like right at the beginning of the game. Then it was fine for a while, and then the first time I tried to get in a car to drive, the game crashed, and it crashed like twice doing that, trying to get into the first car. So I was like, oh god, am I just not going to be able to drive cars in this game? But then the only other crashes seem to happen like mid-combat or something, which I can only imagine what's causing that. But from what I've heard, it's like this everywhere in terms of bugs like that, like crashing and stuff like that. If you're looking for a version that won't hurt your head, I've heard that the PC version at least runs pretty well even on low-end hardware. So if you want to play this game, I guess go do that. Is there anything you want to know about the game? I'm sorry, I've just said like random things about it. I don't know if there's like specific things you want to hear about with the video game. I haven't seen Keanu yet.
Oh, interesting. I thought like he was someone that would frame the beginning, or no? Like, is he like more?
So I chose the. I don't. I think I'm assuming he's like probably comes in when I finish the current quest that I'm on, based on where it's going with stuff. But I chose the street kid background, which is you like are just like a normal city person or whatever, like a gang ran with some gangs or whatever. The other two options are Fast and the Furious you live out in the desert with your family or whatever and race cars. And then the other one is you're an ex-corp person, a corporation, a corpo, as they say.
I'll be honest, I don't really have any questions personally, just because, like, I don't care.
Yeah, no.
I guess what I'll ask, because, you know, I don't know how much you've really played, but, like, how do you feel about the writing? Because, you know, like, I was looking forward to this because of how much I loved The Witcher 3, and, you know, like, we've talked about this a little bit, and, like, I know that, you know, CD Projekt has never been, like, super woke and super smart about some stuff, but, like, Witcher 3 was just so good. And so I was hoping that they'd at least match that for Cyberpunk. How do you feel that Cyberpunk holds up?
So, here's the thing. I'm very conflicted on this, because I definitely think I have to wait and see to make more of a judgment on it. But I think something a lot of people forget about The Witcher 3 is it is a very crass game.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of those starting quests are people basically saying the same thing people say in Cyberpunk all the time, but just in old-timey talk, you know? I think it is definitely more crass than The Witcher, probably. Like, literally, one of the first side quests you can do is, a guy got a cyber UTI. Take him to the doctor. And he's just like, ow, my dick, the entire time. Or whatever.
Do you feel
like,
do you feel like it's something that's just overbearing, like, to an extent where is this cringy, or like it's just like, is it actually funny, or is it just forced? Do you, like, because I remember, like, these were similar things that people even felt when they had the first teasers, and like the first string of dialogue was like, oh, what is this? Like, and in some regards, like, some people were like even questioning the acting quality too when it comes to the delivery of some of the stuff that's meant to be funny. What are your thoughts on that?
So far it's not that overbearing. It's definitely, I think it's a little too omnipresent.
Right.
But I also think the beginning of this game is, you know, talking about like sex workers and stuff like that to start off with. So I guess it kind of comes with that territory. Some of it is really cringy, but I'd say most of the cringe stuff comes from, like, seeing the ads that are everywhere, and I'm sure that's their intention, so it's hard for me to be like... Because, like, you know, they're trying to make, like, horrible ads, right? They're trying to replicate, like, what it's like to go on a website and see those fucking awful ads, and I think they do a good job of that, but also I don't want to see it, you know, also, it's... So this has kind of been my problem, because it's like, I can tell why they made the decisions they did, right? Like, I can tell, like, they are trying to, like, you know, paint a picture of these bad things, because that's the nature of, you know, the cyberpunk genre. But I feel like it's the statement that people say, like, where it's like, satire without intent. Like, enough intent just ends up being indistinguishable from the thing it's trying to parody in the first place.
Right.
And I feel like it runs into a couple problems with that stuff. I think people have complained already enough about, like, how, like, your partner character, Jackie, he will just randomly say, like, hey, chica, and stuff like that, you know, like, very, Latino character on TV, just dropping in, like, random Spanish in the middle of sentences.
Just a stereotype,
yeah, and there's a lot of characters like that. There's Japanese characters like that too.
Ooh,
and like, it's just like, I think, like, the only thing I can say, like, that I appreciate... So there's two things I appreciate. One is that they did this really cool thing where anytime someone says something in another language, the subs say the other language first, like, be it Japanese or Portuguese or Spanish or French or whatever someone's saying. And then it shows it in that language, and then it transcodes it, like, on screen or whatever into English.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Which is pretty cool. So it's like, you know, like your friend Jackie will say, like, hasta luego or whatever, and it will just gradually change into see you later. Which is a cool, that's a cool thing. And I also think, like, The Witcher 3's famous criticism that was incredibly valid was that there were no non-white people in that entire game. There wasn't a single one. Everyone was white. And I think
they threw some non-white people in with like the second DLC.
The second DLC, yeah.
Because enough people complained, they were like, "Oh shit, someone noticed."
And I think like they did a good job of like, I'd say like arguably most people in this are not white in Cyberpunk 2077. But like I said, there are those issues that are inherent to it. Like, yeah, I feel like a big problem with it that I don't know how to feel about is like I said, they are very clearly trying to paint things as being bad, right? Like they're trying to have bad things in their thing. And I just wonder, like, I don't think in a lot of cases they're doing really bad, like I said before, like with the ads, where it's just like, oh, some of these ads are just like, oh, why are you doing this? But like, I feel like with some of the stuff they do in that game, it's just like, they're trying to make it bad and clear that it's bad, but because it's just there and they're not doing enough to say that it's bad outright, like blatantly, that people just think that that is their viewpoint. You know what I mean? Like I think because it is,
it's that Kotaku article. It's that thing where they were talking about how, there was the issues with the social media and all that, but I think even separately, there's just not enough in that game that is really commenting on the bad things. They just kind of have those things there and they want you to make up your mind about it, which,
yeah.
that's the problem, is that the people that have already made up their mind about it, they don't need to have their mind changed, and the people that are just going to see this willy-nilly, they're just going to be like, oh, that's crazy, that's wild, oh man, isn't that stupid, or oh, that's gross,
Yeah, like, I think, like, a particularly bad, especially given, obviously, the conditions that this game was developed under. Did you see the top 5 company listing or whatever? That's one of the first text logs you can pick up, where the 5th one is, like, Night City Business or something like that, and they say, like, Night City Business snuck in with its incredible employee benefits package, only 80 hours a week. And it was just, like... I can totally see why. So first of all, obviously there's the, CD Projekt Red literally does that. So bold of them to do that. But second, like, I can see why someone would read these text logs that are written in universe as being, like how you would read a bad article today, like from Fox News or something like that, right? Where it's just saying like this bad thing is actually good or whatever like that. Like, they wrote it in that very much tone, and I can totally see why someone would just read that as being the tone that you're supposed to interpret, right? Like, you're supposed to get that out of it.
Right, there's no context.
And that is the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the problem is the main characters are all so, like, nihilistic and, like, they're writing them as used to this world, and... not particularly like transgressive. And I get why they're like that from like the way that the story is written and stuff like that. It makes sense that they would be like that. However, if they're going to try to have this dystopic setting and all this dialogue about like bad things, they need the characters to chime in more, right? They need to have the characters have like a sense of identity and personal like opinions, I think. And I don't think they were. I think they were too cowardly, I guess, was what I would say. I think they were afraid of making too much of a point about it.
A lot of it's... I think a lot of it does fall in the hands of, you're making this world that is not like our own reality. And you have that obligation to transition the person immersing themselves in that world with like what the rules are and like kind of like what the norm is over the challenges of what that norm is for, before gained or before, like in a video game, for instance, like you have that agency to take part in that world and change it or like whatever, or do whatever you want. So before you get to that point where you realize, oh, I am part of this narrative where I can probably change things, right? You have to set it up. And it seems like the game sets that up, but it doesn't do anything to suggest that you do need to make a change or do something otherwise than following what the game is telling you to do. Like, it's kind of like this game has this facade where you do have this agency, this open world. Like, you can make your own character. They can have like 5 penises. Cool.
Yeah.
They can have everything.
Nipple 3.
Even 3, the secret Easter egg 3, penis 3. We will figure out how to unlock that later, I guess. But it doesn't seem like it's giving you a reason to be proud of that, right?
Yeah.
And I think, again, referring back to that big Kotaku essay, like, unpacking this, which does a good job of it, starting from the whole, like, social media debacle. At the end of the day, this game just wants to depend on the very surface level, like, edginess of it, like, the hype of it, versus, like, actually unpacking, like, the stuff it's supposed to go into of this genre, like what cyberpunk actually is. And it's just another classic example of, like, this is a very surface level of what that word means. Coupled with, like, especially the Keanu character and, like, how, like, the marketing around him. I keep getting this ad, like, my YouTube ads, whatever, like, if I'm watching something, it just pops in. But it's like Keanu Reeves, like, walking in some parking lot, and he's just really hyping up the edginess of the game, and, like, you can do crimes, and you won't get, and it's only a crime if you get, stuff like that. It's, like, really hyping up that aspect of the game, but nothing really else. So you're kind of going into the game just expecting, like, oh, there's just going to be some action-y, cool-looking schlock. But then it's clearly delving into other things that need more unpacking. So you can't go into it thinking that way, but you are, because the game is not really forcing you to think any other way, right?
Yeah. And I think the biggest thing to me, honestly, is I think the advertising for this game is horrible.
Right.
I don't think it reflects what that game is like at all, actually. Because, like, so I've done a lot of exploration, and, like, I have done, like, 3 combat encounters total. Like, a lot of what I've been doing is walking around, talking to people, like, negotiating, doing stuff like that, like, exploring, hacking, like, not a lot of outward combat. And I also think, like, they do a lot of cyberpunk things, right? Like, they do things that make sense. Like, there's a lot of anti-corporate stuff, obviously, and I don't think a lot of it is surface level. I think they have a lot of things that are really indicative of, like, where we're at today. Like, they've already made, like, there's a lot of text logs in this game, even more than The Witcher. And they're pretty substantial ones. Like, I would say, like usually I would say the standard is, like, 10 paragraphs long. And, like, the very first one you pick up is talking about, like, healthcare and how the standards for healthcare have gotten so much worse and worse, and how, like, they go, like, oh, back over in the USSR, they have all the same tech or whatever, and they, like, actually treat their citizens, like, for free. And it's like, the rest of the world won't do it or whatever, and stuff like that. And it's just like, you save this woman or whatever, and then she's like, you're scanning her brain, and she's like, oh, the ambulance is on its way. Your premium plan, because you're such a great member, will cover 90% of your treatment costs or whatever, something like that. And, like, like, oh yeah, like, health plans are raffled off and stuff like that, and there's subscription models and all this other stuff. Like, I think they did a good job of, like, talking about healthcare stuff, right? And, like, translating it into this future setting, and, like, obviously embellishing it and making it even worse than it currently is. But, like, talking about that's a current issue, like, that's a major issue right now. And, like, there's a couple other stuff like that too. I just think the problem is it's all the side stuff, right? It's little notes you pick up. And, like, the main story has nothing to do with it, and some of the side quests I've done so far have not really had anything to do with it either. Like, one of the side quests I was doing, besides the UTI one, was, like, this guy on the street who's saying that there are lizard people. And it's just like, okay, like, I feel like you could have done something more subversive with that, right? You could have had someone be like, oh, fake news or whatever, as loathsome as I am to say that, but you know what I mean? Like, something in that sort of ballpark that, like, really reflects, like, what it's like today. Because I think, like, when I have seen them do stuff like that, I've been really impressed. I've been really stoked about it. Because it's like, okay, this is like a real cyberpunk work. You don't see a lot of modern cyberpunk things because a lot of stuff is really reflective of what the mindset in the 80s was like, right? Like the 80s and 90s. But I think it's just few and far between from what I've seen so far. They have been implying that Keanu's character may have nuked a corporation in the past, though. Which is a bold choice of thing. I'll see where that goes. Yeah, the last thing I did in that game was the brain dance thing, which they edited the seizure stuff now. By the time I got to it, I never got to see the original version. I totally could see where it would be bad if I had the non-edited version, because the edited version still isn't pleasant.
Right. So what is the context of that? Why is that there? What is that sequence for? Like, what is the purpose of it?
People have recorders in their eyes and their brains, and they can record their experience of something, okay? And then they sell that experience later, and people get it as, like, hooked up into their brain, so it's like they're experiencing it, right?
That's interesting, yeah.
So,
all right.
Yeah, so that's where part of the sex work stuff comes in, obviously, because it's like people are basically like, you know, oh, I'm recording myself being fucked or something like that and selling it.
All right.
But, you know, that's something to explore. I get it. Like, I think that is an interesting thing to cover, but I don't know. I hate hearing about gamers talk about sex is my thing. I just don't want to hear about it.
Especially within the context of something serious like the sex working industry. I don't trust. Yeah, I don't trust the average person, like the average gamer, not the average person, the average gamer.
The average gamer, yeah.
The average person might learn something, but like the average gamer, again, like this just stems back to the problem where this game is not properly, I think, giving agency to you as the player to, like, at least think about these things in a serious way. Where, like, you know, you're gonna, right, like, again, the whole. Right, as funny as, like, that thread where that person's having an issue where they keep having sex with every guy they keep talking to by accident somehow. But, like, yeah, that see, that's not, like, a joke, like, essentially, because it's like, oh, okay, you're just gonna take away from this game that, like, oh, haha, like, there's just, like, a lot of sex scenes and whatnot, but if it's, like, in the context of, like, some quest where, like, oh, you have to unpack, like, conditions of sex, I don't know what the actual context is, but it's like,
I think they've done pretty good with it, for what it's worth, with the sex work stuff. Like, I think, like, I was really impressed because I've been playing, you know, Yakuza recently. We'll probably talk about that later.
Right.
And Yakuza has stuff about that as well.
Oh, yeah,
that's been really mindful and smart. And I think this is the same way, where it's just like, I'm really glad because we're coming from, like, you know, GTA 5, not even, like, 7 years ago now, I guess. Like, GTA 5 is fucking bottom of the barrel shit for sex workers, like real grim stuff. And games have not gotten much better about it, you know, like just a lot of killing off and stuff like that.
Yeah, like prostitute stereotypes, and that still remains an issue in a lot of media.
And I still think, like, some of the stereotypes are there, but at the same time, the game is being very blatant about, like, hey, these are people and they have their reasons for doing this and stuff like that.
Right. I'm like curious to know, like, if you were to have, like, I think my whole issue is, like, you're gonna, similar to games, like, other games like Mass Effect or Dragon Age, where there is sex happening with these characters because you are building relationships, that, like dating sims.
Yeah.
Like, there is a reason these scenes exist, and, they don't have to, but they're there. But in the context of this is like you having sex with a worker, and, like, are you meant to feel bad when you do that? Like, what are you meant to feel good? That's what I'm curious about, what the game wants you to.
I wonder.
Yeah.
I'll have to let you know, because I haven't gotten into any sex stuff. Like, they introduced the brain dance stuff as that, but the thing you're doing is detective stuff. Like, you're... do you have... So, it's clear that they played Cyberpunk stuff. Okay, that's what I want to say with this game. It's very clear to me because they are the only people I have ever seen copy a mechanic from Remember Me, which is a game I think only I remember. Ironically,
I feel like I recall it, but I don't think I don't much about it beyond.
So Remember Me had this really cool thing where what you did was you go in and inception people's brains, and you play through a memory that's like 5 minutes long or something, and you adjust it to change their mind and change their memory so that they have a completely different idea of what happened in their brain.
Interesting.
And it was always this really cool mechanic to me, right? Because that's really cool. Like you're rewinding, you're moving stuff around in the environment, you're like changing dialogue and stuff like that. It's just really, really, really cool idea. And you're doing that here, basically. But instead of like editing it, you're just like switching between like thermal view, audio based view, and stuff like that to like really explore the environment and figure out what happened in this scene. So like the first one was like figure out who killed this guy, and then the second one was like figure out where all the security system in this guy's house is that you're going to rob soon. Figure out where all this stuff is. Figure out what you need to do to get this thing, where it's hidden, what the best path to it is, and stuff like that. Where's weapons hidden, other stuff like that. It was, I thought it was an interesting mechanic. I was like, cool, because like I've never seen anyone else do the Remember Me thing. But yeah, I have to see more of the game, but I was expecting a lot worse. Is where I'm at right now. Like I'm not like, oh man, this is so good. I'm not like, this is great. I am very much of the mind of like, this is better than I thought it was, and I'm also glad that someone actually made a Bethesda-style open-world RPG, because Bethesda hasn't made one of those in like 10 years.
Right.
So it's very fun in that sense. It's very fucking stupid. It's just stupid most of the time is the thing. Like when you're not doing the story, it's just like you just like wandering around being really stupid and just like hacking a vending machine to steal $100 so you can go buy a hat.
Sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah, it's all right. It's honestly all right. I think the main thing right now is it is like I said, it is the worst running game on the PlayStation 4 I have ever played. It's really buggy, like I said, with crashes. Sometimes a child will just start screaming in the distance, and you'll be like, what's going on? And you run out and the child's just like crouched while a bunch of people are dancing around the child. And it's just like, I don't think this is supposed to happen. I think these people were just dancing. I don't know how this child got here. What is going on? Like, yeah. My only other complaint, very, very, very GTA style sense of humor, in the sense that there are dildos everywhere that you can just pick up and sell.
That was like the first things I've heard about that game. It was literally like, oh, there are dildos everywhere. Everyone was just complaining.
They're just like lying around,
right?
Like unsanitized. Like just come on, like ugh. Like I rented a motel room and there were just 3 in there that I could just take, and I was just like, why?
Aren't those expensive? Why are people just leaving them?
Yeah, that's fucked up. Yeah, like irresponsible dildo owners.
Yeah,
but no, that definitely harkens with like what sounds like, again, from my perspective, who's not playing it, but like the perceived like forced edginess of the game. Like, oh yeah, people are fucking everywhere, and we're gonna keep reminding you about that. It's like, come on.
It's just, oh, it's so funny to see a dildo. That's what it is. It's just, it's so funny. It's a long-running
penis joke. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the PS5. I think that's the PS3. Actually, no, that's a lot of them. So I don't know, like what.
God, like I was saying though, like 100. The thing that really struck me was that there was nipples 1, 2, 3, and off as settings.
Wait, you can have no nipples? Okay.
You could have no nipples.
Okay, well that makes sense. I think that can make sense, but then.
No, yeah, there's a bunch of things you could do. I was actually impressed with the character customizer, although I was very mad that you can't have white hair.
That's stupid.
Which is really weird, honestly, for a cyberpunk thing.
Right, and aren't there characters with all sorts of colored hair? Like, that's really weird.
Like you can pretty much only have colored hair. From what I could see. There's makes like one sense. Black hair option. I think that's it. Everything else
dyed gray hair was like a trendy thing like last year from what I know. So I don't know what they were thinking.
It's really weird. I will say, like, I'm impressed with like the outfits in this game. There's like a lot of them.
All right.
And they look like really good. Like, I think they really nailed like the stupid bullshit style of cyberpunk aesthetics a lot of the time. And also just stuff that looks genuinely cool. The funniest thing I have seen so far is that the most expensive clothing option I have access to right now that I could go buy from the store is a crafting recipe for denim shorts.
Ooh.
And it says like legendary clothing or something like that. Or just denim shorts. And also like the photo mode is really impressive. It's like Final Fantasy 14 levels, which is my golden standard for a photo mode, because you know every game has been putting a photo mode out.
Yep.
But most of them suck. And it's just like for example, why does Control have a photo mode? You know, like why does Control have a photo mode? What are you doing in Control where you're taking screenshots and you have very limited options in that? This has like a lot. This has like 200 something stickers that you can put on that are all, they range from really fucking bad to really fucking funny. Like there's like 4 blunt stickers. There's a sticker that just says Geralt.
Geralt?
Like Geralt with a W, which also reminds me that they made a joke that I was really, I always have called Nilfgaard in Witcher 3 Milfgard. And there's just ads everywhere from Milfgard in Cyberpunk, which I begrudgingly appreciate because I think it's funny. But yeah, there's just like an edgy My Little Ponies that are like bleeding.
Oh shit.
As stickers, stuff like that tier of stuff.
Oh shit. Do they have like, you know, like a level of Calvin, you know, Calvin from Calvin Hobbes pissing? Like classic,
they may as well.
Right,
they
like,
have the pissing, yeah.
Like
they may as well.
Like weird tag styled cartoon characters like SpongeBob and like
they just they don't go like to SpongeBob, but they have a lot of like edgy cartoons like bleeding or like raising their middle finger at you and stuff like that. Right. Like it's I almost appreciate it and how much it sucks.
They should have a Gangster Popeye t-shirt.
Honestly,
drop.
Though,
yeah,
they get close with some of those clothes, John. I don't know. They get really close with some of that stuff. Like there is a shirt that's like some cartoon character. Like V's favorite shirt. That's what it's called. V's favorite shirt is like a fucking tank top with like meat wad flipping someone off from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Like it's really something. I don't know how I feel about this game honestly, but it ranges from like me being like, this is fucking dumb as hell in a good way, and then I'm just like, this is really dumb, I don't like this, and just like, oh, what is going on? Like, yeah, I guess I should say, like, in terms of like, obviously one of the big discussions around this game is the transphobia. I don't have much of an opinion. They have the bad ad that everyone has pointed out. But I think the problem with that ad is I don't think they should have done it without, as we've said multiple times here, player intervention and commentary. Or at the very least, other characters saying that it's bad, because I know that that's their intention when they made it. Because there's that interview with Polygon where they talk to that person and they say that was specifically their like intention, was to make it like exploitative and bad. But obviously, like, you can't just say that, you can't just do a bad thing, you can't just make a bad thing and say it's bad and that's it. Like, you have to like explain why it's bad.
Outside of the game. Like they're explaining outside of the game. Again, that context is not in the game itself.
Yeah, not at all. There's no context for anything. It's just there.
Yeah, that's akin to like you explain, like, oh, like why did this thing, or like why is this person the way they are in this book? And you explain it in an interview, but like that's not in the material though, so we can't. Like
Exactly.
yeah,
Like,
what?
if they wanted to have something like that, they should have like a quest where a trans character explains why it's bad or something.
Yeah,
you know, like right,
one
like
line would be even enough.
Or
in a
like,
sense.
go like beat the shit out of the advertising like person for that company. Yeah.
Or something like something like really like those are good suggestions. We should be writing this game. Things like oh, you have to take down the ad, like you out or some campaign where you got ripped it off or something. Yeah.
Have someone just like this is the game developer's favorite thing, so I don't know why they do it. Have someone graffiti "fuck off" over it or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Yeah. But meanwhile, they do it
Like-
on other things and not that. So
Yeah. I think the graffiti in this has been pretty realistic so far. At the very least, I
okay.
will say it's a lot of stuff that's just like people's names and stuff
Right,
like
like
that.
stupid words that
very
you're like-
realistic, or dicks or something.
Right,
you know,
exactly.
The worst thing I saw, hands down, the worst thing I ever saw in this game was a like artistic painting hanging in a hotel of two dicks.
Like,
And it was just like a surrealist piece. And I was just like, come on, guys. I get it. You really love dicks. Stop, please. It's like the energy, the 13-year-old energies in this game are unreal sometimes.
Right.
Like, it's...
the dildos.
Yeah, the dildos, it's just like, yeah, seeing the dick every time. Because, you know, like I said, like, I picked penis too. I had to. But, like, yeah. You know, I would say if you're interested in this game, wait. Because The Witcher 3 was also extremely bugged at launch. Again, this is what happens when you crunch your workers. It turns out the game doesn't turn out great. But they did fix The Witcher 3 pretty quick after launch. They've already done like 4 patches for this game. So I would just say wait until probably after the holidays, honestly. And it would probably be in a better state.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
It's not as bad as I thought. That's my prevailing notion. I was like, damn,
That's
I'm
good.
kind of impressed.
that's good.
My standards are really low, though, I guess, you know? I have really low standards at this point.
I mean, from what you
I
described,
trust
it
you, Rose.
definitely seems like it's entertain you in ways that they didn't intend on. Though.
They didn't intend
and
to,
that's
right,
what
yeah,
the
exactly.
problem is, I think.
Yeah, sure. Definitely.
I think I agree with your notion. Like, yeah, this is a game that should be waited on or even discounted. To be honest, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think definitely
Right.
discounted, I think. And not to discredit, you know, the work the developers put in and how long it took and how long the game is, how much stuff is in there, but it is definitely a mess. Like, it is a hot mess, and I wouldn't say this is something that you should be, like, chomping at the bit for.
Right.
Like,
Like, again, like we even referenced this, I think, a number of times in another episode when we were all together. But right, and earlier talking about the Game Awards, like with Among Us, which is not even how much, I don't even know what the price it is now.
$5.
Well, yeah, like they're fucking like bean people, like nothing. They're just these. It's a game made out of simple assets. It doesn't cost less, and look at us. It's still a really entertaining thing that has a lot of quality and value to it. So again, it just goes back to the issue where like something does not you're like a one's overcompensation, like, oh, this game's expensive, like this game has over 200 hours of gameplay. That does not define a game, and that's just a very upsetting thing that I don't know what would shake the AAA industry to stop doing that. But unfortunately, we have to deal with apparently a quadruple A game coming up, as we've learned. So who knows what that will entail.
Yeah.
An even more broken game at launch.
Yeah, I will say I've been optimistic about, you know, people's response to this game. I think obviously there's the bad people out there who are causing chaos online and being evil about, you know, it got a 7 or something somewhere. I don't know.
Evil. Yes.
But like, I think like people in general, forums and stuff like that, have been like saying like, because they announced like, hey, we're gonna do the Witcher DLC again, right? Like we're gonna do, you know, like the costumes and other free stuff that they did for The Witcher 3 after launch, and the 2 expansions. They basically said they're gonna do the exact same thing. And people's response was very much like, how about you don't do anything for a while? Like, how about
Right.
you just like chill out and like fix the game and also stop working on the game.
Yeah.
Like, because it's ridiculous.
All right, well, we are almost 2 hours into this podcast, and yeah, I think we should try to figure out what we want to talk about. LV, I'm sorry that I'm kind of just going to make you pick one thing to talk about, but do you want to talk about something?
Right, speaking of broken, I would like to talk briefly, just news, I would say. And, like, actually, I can, like, easily condense it. I would just say that it related to the Cyberpunk thing.
Oh, yeah.
I have played played several games, like, across the week and, like, just the past, like, just a bunch, like, that are all, like, taking place dystopic, like, settings, what have you. And I'm sick of this genre. I'm going to say it up front. This is related to your piece, Rose, specifically about, like, you know, like The Last of Us 2 made you sick of, like, the post-apocalypse. I'm kind of sick of this genre because I think a lot of them, too, kind of just lean in on this pessimistic, way too extreme, hard-end version of our world where at a certain point it's just kind of unbelievable. And another issue being that, similar to Cyberpunk, I think a lot of them like are trying to hit something on the nose, but they don't quite land right on the nose, and they miss the point of what they're trying to talk about. Just to talk about one game, I played one game called Liberated. Not done with it. It's like a side-scrolling game, and it's basically a game just entirely comprised of quick time events. But it kind of like hones in on this very extreme world where, like, again, you know, the government's trying to force everyone to sign up for credit, like, so they can monitor you. Basically, this huge surveillance system started off from, like, this system trying to optimize, like, people purchasing stuff. So it does go back to the extremities of capitalism and whatnot. But it kind of has this very pessimistic view of, like, how social media works and what have you. And I don't know. I'm just, like, commenting specifically that I just hopefully down the line post Cyberpunk 2077, maybe we're going to take a break from stuff of that sort.
I hope
like,
so.
For once, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm okay with another wave of just way too many farming sims, which just seems to be still happening anyway as I'm looking at my inbox. But that's just all I have to say on that. I'm not going to talk about those specific games. But
yeah, I know I'm with you though. Like I'm like, I mean, obviously I have my article that I wrote.
Yes.
Where I was saying like the very similar things. Just
But
we need some optimism.
Right.
We need some good vibes.
Right. But to go into the good vibes, like, I just want to talk, you know, even though it's not good news, I do want to talk about Genshin Impact and, like, the issues that have been kind of reckoning the community in terms of, like, what is revealing itself to be a broken game, which I think unfortunately stems from a developer that does not know how to communicate with players with how big the game has gotten. And it's an interesting comparison to make with how Among Us has gotten really big, which is also a mobile game. I didn't know Genshin Impact initially started off as a mobile game, but this is like now, I guess, the news segment, at least for me, my news contribution. So one of two things. They introduced a new character named Zhongli, and his meta is really broken, and people were very upset. And I think the developer name is MiHoYo, I believe, right? The developer responded by basically saying to suck it up. Long story short, and they haven't been very good at responding to, like, the community in terms of, like, their proper like concerns with, like, how he's just, like, long story, not going to go into the specific mechanics today, but, like, he's just a broken character. But people really love him because I guess he's, like, a hot anime boy. That's usually how it goes. Second issue, which I think is more concerning, there have been a lot of people who, you know, like, and this unfortunately happens, like, when it comes to online games. But it's especially concerning when this is a game that has, like, microtransactions, has gacha, and you put money into it. Where a lot of people have been getting locked out of their accounts, or their account is getting stolen because, you know, the game has gotten to that point where there are definitely people who are probably trying to steal accounts or make cash farms out of it. It truly is like an MMO, except it's not actually an MMO. And this one Reddit thread was kind of chronicling how this one person did file a report on, hey, my account was totally taken from me. But the support team got back to them saying, like, oh, we can't do anything because they had not spent money on their account. So they ignored the person's claim. because they don't have a credit card history or payment history in their account for them to possibly track a history of stealing. I mean, to possibly track their account has been stolen by someone else.
Right.
Which is like, oh, okay, as someone myself who plays the game, has not spent a dime on it, this means if something were to happen to my account, like if it gets deleted or whatever, they can't do anything about it because I have not paid for the game. I have not paid for a very optional aspect to the game, which is really messed up. The game is now showing its security holes in regards to these two interactions. And that is something people should be wary about. So unfortunately, I don't know like what that means down the line, but it's apparent that the team behind Genshin Impact is not really great at communicating or even having great PR over like, hey, trying to resolve these issues, or showing at least awareness to like, or showing concerns over, okay, we're going to work on this. Like, what's the deal? And
right.
And in general, if you play a game or like, yeah, like for instance, like my Steam account, like there's been many times where like Steam like had those issues in regards to PayPal, and like I try not to leave my PayPal like automatically linked to my Steam all the time. I definitely try not to do that. It's other things like that, try not to leave, my credit card information if there is anything in the game like connected with an online purchase or real money, right? In general, that should be good practice for anyone in concerns with these things, but like just to hear that negligence coming from the support team themselves is really bad and not a great look. But nonetheless, curious as to how things will go down the line and how it might potentially get worse. Who knows? I don't know. Like, I don't know like what that means per se. Otherwise Genshin Impact still has like, I still play it occasionally. I've not played it as much as I have been, but like, I'm just curious to see like down the line, like what will that mean for the community? Because it definitely left the reports of these two interactions solely based on like, oh, like just general complaints about one character, and then like now like, oh, this is a legitimate security issue, and their negligence on that is really bad, and that left a bad taste with a lot of people.
They've had a few security issues, like there was your phone number was visible to anyone.
Ooh, wow.
And your email address was also visible to
Right.
anyone who searched for you.
Right. There is no way to like. There is no settings I played the PS4 version.
Yeah.
There is no settings whatsoever to kind of customize your privacy.
Yeah. And they even have a website and stuff like that. There's just nothing you can do on it.
Right.
And I think the surprising thing to me is they are not new hands at this, right?
Like, they have made other things, yes.
Honkai, and it's not just they've made other games in the past. They have made very, very successful other games. Like Honkai Impact made like millions and millions of dollars.
Right.
And like, it's like, how does it get here other than just arrogance? Like, I guess, like...
Yeah.
Because like, yeah, I don't know. I obviously the people who are trying to kill developers and are like doxing them over the John Lee character being not super strong is insane.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think a lot of what's been going on is really just rough, just not great stuff. Like the response to people saying, "Oh, John Lee's pretty bad," it was to make a sad Paimon image and just say like, "Oh, we're so sorry. Our design was really good, though."
They paid Paimon peanuts and made her go out there in front of the angry mob.
That's what it was like.
That's what happened. They were like, there's this door, and they like pushed her out the door, and they're like, "No, you gotta." And then they forced a smile. They had to like push up her cheeks or something. You know? They made a child do it.
I did see that they are fixing him, the character, in the next patch at least. So they did bow to the criticism. I've also been playing Genshin, and I don't have much to say, obviously. But I'm enjoying it. Yeah. I just wish that like these issues would stop happening, because it's very clear that it's like they did this. Like this is
they let this happen. Right, and
they let it happen.
I was talking with colleagues too about how it remains an issue where I think mobile games are still not being talked about like on a higher level as they would with other games, and they definitely should, especially when you talk, and again, this was mentioned many times, especially when you talk about Fate Go. Fate Go has like lots of people hooked on it, but it is just not talked about in like mainstream news, like games news outlets often because I think of the stigma around it being that it's an anime game. And two, it's a gacha game, and I think it's difficult to talk about these games with objectivity without pointing out, like, hey, it has this thing, though. How do we talk, like, meanwhile, you're also the same platform that say, like, these things are bad, but, like, how do you talk about, like, it's, in one way, it's like, yeah, this is how they make income. This is important. They need to make income. This is their way, but also there are aspects to it that can be really bad and exploitive, especially when it's not handled responsibly like this. And that's the same thing I think applies to Genshin Impact. It's an anime game, basically. It's not literally, and it doesn't fit what I personally define anime as, but like it panders to that aesthetic. It panders to like the same Venn diagram of people who like anime and like hot anime boys, basically, or hot anime girls, both. This is a game that appeals to a lot of people from all sorts of preferences, for many reasons. But also, yeah, it has a gacha mechanic where people have spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars in this game, and they didn't have to. That's a little difficult to talk about to a normie. Just to put it weirdly enough, like, yes, to explain it to like other people who play other games that don't quite understand like what that is. Gacha Impact.
Gotcha. Someday they'll end the bastard gacha once and for all.
Yes.
Alright, I guess, real quick, I'll speed run through some shit. So, I've been playing more Yakuza 7, I haven't played too much, I am very much enjoying it, though. I think I'm on, like, chapter 5, I just got, the lady just joined the party, I don't remember her name.
Psycho.
Psycho, that's right. Yeah, she just joined our party, so that is where I am. I literally got Ring Fit today. Did it for the first time, and I will say that I definitely felt the burn more than I did just like running a treadmill. That's something that I've been doing recently. So that's good. I actually feel like fully worked out, and I'm going to try to keep up with it because it is a fun game on top of that.
Yeah, it's pretty intense with what they even ask you in the beginning.
Yeah.
But I think the game is structured really well where, yeah, it's very encouraging about, like, you need to take breaks, and, like, it really tries to limit you and reminds you to limit yourself, but it has a very interesting system where you're doing things in bursts, and I think that's where the intensity comes in. Yeah. Yeah,
my fucking legs are already feeling it. So I think tomorrow, I might have to do this like every other day, at least to start out, because I can already tell my legs are going to feel like shit tomorrow. But that's how it goes. But the thing that I really want to talk about, and the thing that I feel like a lot of folks who are listening want me to talk about, is I have gotten pretty deep into VR chat. If you don't know, VR chat it's basically Second Life 2. It's you go out, you have to find an avatar because most of the avatars are just characters from things ripped, and you just walk around and interact with people. And the character that I am on VR chat is Jinzo from Yu-Gi-Oh! I have been Jinzo pretty much this whole time. It's really great because people are always like really horrified of me when I walk into a room because I'm very tall and I look like a fucked up monster man. But then I just start talking and I have this voice and I'm just normal, and they're like, oh, okay. But probably the most insane thing that happened to me in VR chat, again, because I don't want to go too long, but there was a point where it was me and, again, some of the folks in Choo Chat have been joining in. You don't need VR. I don't have VR. You just go around, fuck around in like first person. And we were just going around and we hit like a bar or a restaurant or something. And we were just like walking around, watching people. And this small anime girl walked up to me and just kind of starts motioning to me to like follow her into a room.
That's horrifying.
It is scary.
And so Yeah, so that was pretty scary. I was kind of trying to ignore it, but then like another like one or two other ones started doing like the same thing. And at that point, like everyone else started to notice, and they were just like, okay, yeah, no, we got to see what the fuck they want. Why are they like trying to beckon John? And so I followed them in, and then once I went in there were like 7 or 8 of them, maybe more. I don't know. There was like a big group of these like tiny anime girls, and they were all like in different costumes, but they were like based on the same character, and I couldn't really tell what the character was. They were just very small anime. And then one of them drops a portal. If you don't know VR chat, like, basically, if you're friends with somebody, you could, like, you know, transfer yourself to another world, which are, like, the servers that are, like, the different areas you can go to. And then they could follow you by just, like, going into their friends list and joining you. But if you're, like, I don't know, like, at a party or something in VR chat, and you're, like, hopping to a new place, you could drop just, like, a portal to the next place, and people could just walk in behind you and follow you. So they dropped the portal, and they just kept, like, beckoning me towards the portal. They were like, come to the portal. Like, they weren't talking. They just kept, like, moving their arms, like, come to the portal. And eventually I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. If it's something, like, messed up or anything, I could just exit, you know? Like, they can't do any actual physical harm to me, so whatever. I go in, and I don't want to advertise for them. So I'm not going to be that specific. But it was just this, like, it's just this gigantic area, and they have, like, these shrines, and it was a character from Kantai Collection. Like,
okay.
they're all, like, this tiny character from Kantai Collection. One of the Abyssals. I don't know too much about Kantai Collection. I just know, like, the villains are the Abyssals, I think. And so they continued to beckon me, and then they brought me into a room that just had, like one of those things where, like, you click it, you can get that avatar. And so I clicked it, and I became that avatar for a second, and then they all started talking to me, and they were like, you are now one of us. And they, like, told me that they just go around and, like, raid people, and they were just like, yeah, we thought you were cool, so we brought you here, and now you are a part of our group. And then they, like, invited me to their Discord server, and that's just what they do. They just go around and hang out in VR chat and raid people and bring new people in, and it is very weird, and, I mean, I'm not gonna do it, but it was just extremely horrifying that, like, these anime girls basically kidnapped me into their cult.
You got spirited away. Sorry.
I really did. Yeah, Jinzo... they used Chains of Heart on Jinzo, and I went over to the other player's field. But then the other stupid thing that happened was Boss Stones from the Choose chat and we walked Snake Way. There is a full-on, like, Snake Way from Dragon Ball Z that you can walk on. And if you're going at full speed, and by that I mean like sprinting and jumping at the same time to go as fast as you can, it takes about 2.5 hours. And we did that.
Wow.
And do you want to know at the end what's at the end of Snake Way? Do you want me to spoil it for you?
What's at the end of Snake Way, John?
It's a picture of a dude in sunglasses and a hat on top of, like, a rubber ducky floaty.
Okay.
Is it just a flat JPEG?
Yes.
Good. Who are they? Are they just
I don't know.
interesting? Maybe they own the server or place.
We didn't find I guess, but yeah, we didn't find out that.
Yeah, I think he meant God, basically, if that's the case.
Yeah. There was like a Hall of Fame, which I don't know if that's just, like, for people who cleared it, but we did take pictures of us there, like, of our characters, because of course I was Jinzo, and I think Boss Stones was, like, a Toho girl. I don't remember which one. But we took pictures, so I don't know, maybe we'll be on the Hall of Fame eventually, because we definitely did it, you know, we're not just lying. It took us 2.5 hours, and it fucking sucked. It was the kind of thing where, like, we started doing it as a joke, and then, like, after, like, maybe half an hour, we realized, like, oh, we've put too much time into this, we have to finish it. So, yeah, that happened. They also claim that there's a lot of surprises on Snake Way. There isn't. There are 2. I think like half an hour in, there was, like, a boombox that played the fucking 500 Miles song. That I would walk 500 miles. Yeah, that song. And then halfway through, there was, like, a water stand that doesn't actually have water on it. And that's it. It sucked ass. I don't know why I did it.
One day you'll be a JPEG immortalized in someone's world, and I think that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I hope so.
I think that's the best thing that could ever happen.
Yeah, VR chat's pretty great. I think, like, I don't know if, like, it's definitely not something we can stream because you can't, like, control other people in there, you know?
Definitely,
but, like,
yeah, we don't want to.
It's very funny. It's very stupid. People are just hanging out in there, you know? It's
like, all the
interesting.
Cute, good things coming out of it is justifiably good and cute. Like, oh, okay, people are just hanging out, not bothering people, having a good time. I've been hearing, like, interesting things, too, where, you know, we're going to go into this in the anime episode. that's whatever. But, like, similar to Second Life, a lot of furries have been kind of gathering, too, in specific spaces to make up for the fact, like, there's no furry cons, whatever. And that's like, oh, okay, cool.
No, yeah, that is 100% something that is in VR chat. Like, there is straight up just like a convention center in VR chat.
That's funny. Okay.
And
yeah, they knew that. They knew, like, okay, people are gonna.
Yeah, like, they hold events there, and they just straight up have, like, artist alleys. So it's like, yeah, you just come here,
cool.
you can get commissions. Yeah, like, it's legit really cool.
That's neat.
And so, yeah, like, VR chat is really neat. I might have more stories, because, you know, we are, like, messing around in there, and, you know, I you know, we did it, like, 4 nights in a row, because we were just so hooked on it, but, you know, there's not as many people in there as I thought, because, like, we'll, like, be hopping around worlds, and, like, you know, a lot of them will be empty, and it's kind of surprising, but, you know, there's something there.
I think Second Life definitely, you know, there's a whole comprehensive history in Second Life and there's, like, a lot of pieces talking about it that I definitely should dive and read. But from my understanding, I think they definitely dropped the ball when it came to figuring out the whole thing when it, I think they started getting challenged by outright, like, copyright material on the platform, and I don't know, among other things in regards to, like, being upfront about, like, things like sex mods and other, I don't know. I think it also came out at a weird time where people were just very naive about the internet and whatnot, and just did not know how to handle things. So, like, I think the general public, too, and how that stuff was reported was definitely a downfall for it in regards to being like, oh, like, this virtual chat room where you can just fuck other people, horrible. Like, what if our kids log on to? I think there was a big aspect to that, and that they just, I think they didn't know how to handle it. But I think even down the line, there were probably other things that, to it, that people lost interest in it as much as, at least the wider community. I'm sure there's definitely, like, a huge niche, like, niche groups of people, like, still on it, still using it. Is it even online? Yeah, I think it's still on. Yeah, it's still something online, but a lot of it really depends on, like, what is it? Like actual, like, self-maintenance, and that's, like, a huge endeavor, I think. Whereas VR chat is, like, more simpler and more streamlined, and it's not really anything. It really is just, like, a virtual chat room. But Second Life was something even bigger, or was trying to be bigger, and then I think it just couldn't handle that.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Rose, do you want to do one more thing, or should we just get on to questions?
I think I'll be fine. I did want to cover with Yakuza. The Yakuza is great. I'm also playing it, and that they just announced they're bringing every single Yakuza game that's not already on PC to PC.
That's right. Yeah, that was something that they announced
to Game Pass.
Awards. Yeah, all of them to Game Pass. That is really cool.
So that's great, because Yakuza is a great series. Really good. I think the most successful thing about 7, like I said earlier, is just, like, it has issues, obviously, at times, but I think, like, the way it treats, like it is a JRPG about 40-year-olds, and that is amazing. That is just genuinely amazing stuff. That has never existed before. It straight up has never existed before, and that's really good.
Right.
And it's a hopeful one, too. It's not like, you know, they're, like, cracking jokes about them being old, but they're saying, like, you know, you have so much life left in you and stuff like that. It's good.
Yeah, that is really good. It is a game about aging, but it is also a game about, like, not giving up after you've aged, you know? Like yeah, everyone in that game is on the, like, is nearing getting over the hill or is already over the hill, but they're just like, you know what? Yeah, still got time. There's no reason to stop.
It's exactly what we like to see.
Yes, it is. All right. Let's do questions. If you want to send in a question, go to videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask. You'll sound like these fine folks right here. Anonymous asks, do you think Sephiroth would wear jeans or sweatpants? He's only ever shown wearing leather.
Oh.
Sweatpants. I bet he has something against jeans like I do.
I feel like he's a jeans man. You look at that guy and you're telling me you can't see him wearing some denim?
Oh.
No.
Am I
you
the
know what? No,
deciding vote?
yeah, you have to be the deciding vote because I don't think you would.
I feel like he would wear something like he wears impractical things on the surface, but like underneath, like the coattails, like I think he goes for comfort. But I don't think he would wear baggy sweatpants. He would wear like those form-fitting sweatpants. Yeah. So the ones that are like kind of closer to leggings. So yeah, it just so it can be discreetly hidden too. Like I don't think he wants to show people he wears sweatpants. It's something that he's somewhat ashamed of, I think, but he undeniably, I think, would wear them if he had to.
I see. You've betrayed me.
I'm sorry.
He's just not the type of guy to wear jeans. I just don't think so. I don't even think Cloud's the type of guy to wear jeans, really.
I don't know. I can see Cloud wearing sweatpants. I just have this very vivid image in my mind of Sephiroth just walking around with fucking Wranglers. It's so vivid in my mind. I don't know why.
I could see Cloud being a denim person, though. I could see him wearing jeans.
I guess post Final Fantasy VII.
Yes.
Cloud, sure.
So Advent Children.
I don't know.
Back to Advent Children.
I also have a really vivid image of Cloud in sweatpants. I don't know. I guess I just disagree with you all. I don't know.
I went to Google Sephiroth jeans, and first of all, it auto-filled Sephiroth X Reader Jealousy. That sounds really good. And then the first result after that was someone painted Sephiroth and Cloud on one leg of jean each.
That's pretty badass.
For their
I'd wear that.
Yeah, that's pretty badass.
I'd wear that. Let's see here. Next one we can read here. We're probably not going to do all of them because, this is a longer episode. Mighty Boss Jones asks, what are some categories for the Game Awards that you would like to see?
Ooh.
Did they separate Best Music and Best Audio Design already?
I don't think so.
So it's still the same. Do they have Best Presentation?
Yes.
I don't think so either.
They should definitely have Best Presentation.
I think so. Yes, I feel like I've heard. I'm not sure. Again, like it's all blur. I don't really.
Yeah, I don't fucking remember. I mean, it's not like
so
they
I'm looking
care.
right now. They don't have Best Presentation. They have Best Art Direction is what they have instead.
Okay, maybe I can play it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that really strikes me about their content creator thing is that it is insane to me that there were no VTubers this year. Like, this is their year. This is the year of the VTubers.
I mean, they kind of came in like halfway through the year, so I think like their presence was not that like significant. I think to the wider public.
Some of them.
Like I don't know. Like there are like Polygon wrote an article about Callie trying to play Persona 3. Like they're what they're doing is being covered as much as like your average gaming YouTuber. They're covered
more than real streamers because I've never heard of the person who won, the woman who won, Valkyrie. I had never heard of her ever. I was really upset that she won. Actually, that was another thing when we were talking about the stuff because one of the people who was nominated, Jan Lopez, was like someone who had actually created like an organization for Black and LGBT streamers and stuff like that, and it was very much like, wow, she's actually doing shit that is meaningful and good, and then a Fortnite streamer won. Okay.
Right.
Like, I mean, it's all voted by people, so I guess it's the person that more people know, which sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, some more issue with the Academy.
Yeah, I mean, say what you will about them, but like, Yeah, like this year, like if you were to go up to someone on, like if you were to at someone on Twitter who pays attention to video games and say, hey, do you know who Inagama Kirone is? They'll say, yeah, it's that Japanese dog girl. Like they will know who you're talking about, at least generally. So, yeah, like I would absolutely say like Kirone or Gura would probably be like...
She had the largest growth out of like any channel ever, didn't she? Or something insane like that. Like,
I mean, yeah. I couldn't tell you, but like Gura like hit 1 million subs in like what, like 4 months or something like that. Like it was like nothing. And I mean, obviously she was backed by HoloLive, but like there's HoloLive girls that are like only hitting like what 200,000 or something now. You know, like there's girls that haven't hit that at all, and you know she hit 1 million already. So, you know, she's almost at 2 million. She's at like 1.6 million already. It's nuts.
Yeah.
And like fucking Callie, like again, say what you will about like the quality of the music or whatever, but she was like trending on iTunes for a while. Like her rap album was like one of the most listened to albums for like a few days.
Yeah, it's just really weird to me that wasn't expressed here at all.
Yeah.
You know? Like, it just was really weird to me.
Mm-hmm.
I think there should...
And not enough indie rep also.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think along the lines of indie rep, there definitely should be a category to acknowledge this, I don't know, like best newcomer. Like, oh, this is like a group or collective's first game, or at least a first game that kind of broke.
They have
attention.
that,
Do they?
I think.
They did.
They do,
Yeah,
but it's bad choices, like, every time.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was a
It's
bunch
like-
of games.
debut
it was a
game.
bunch
All
of,
right. Yes.
Yeah, it was a
Right.
bunch of games I had never heard of, and then Phasmophobia. So of course Phasmophobia won.
Yeah, like... Yeah.
Oh well, the Raji was one of the. Roki.
Oh yeah, that
came
one.
out.
Okay, I
so-
did hear of that one. Yes, you're right. But yeah, I mean, but again, of course, Phasmophobia won because that's the game that gets streamed all the time. You know.
Yeah,
so.
exactly, and that's a problem. Also, and then another game, which is one I played, Roki, that literally came out only like 2 months ago. That is like not even enough time to be in anyone's minds. It'd be interesting to see if there's a category for. I would say, I don't know, because it is kind of weird to me that they do have like a separate category for like here's the best streamer or here's the esports wheel. I think it would be interesting to see like. But I don't know if that will just end up feeding into something bad. It might, but like the idea of acknowledging, I don't know about actually awarding, but acknowledging some sort of figure that who is not in the games community, but for some reason they have intertwined with a game in some capacity, in some significant way. That would be, that would be interesting. Like if for some reason, like, I don't know, like a streamer who normally doesn't do games, but then for some reason that year they were very involved with the community in some capacity. That'd be interesting.
Something that I would love for them to bring back, but I would like them to maybe do some like more deeper cuts on some people. Was I did like them giving the sort of like lifetime achievement awards. I do always really like those sorts of things.
Right.
Especially after they've gotten a lot of the like quote unquote like easy ones, like they did like Miyamoto and Kojima and stuff. Like I was happy that they did like Ken and Roberta Williams, and you know, like I think they should do folks like that, like the people that laid the foundation of gaming, like back in the day. Like there's so many people that, you know, were like the people that started things out like back during the Atari days and laid the foundation of what we're doing, and you know, like nobody really knows who they are, and like a platform like that would be just absolutely incredible. And you know, like I listened to I listened to the Video Game History Foundation's podcast, and you know, of course, they do fucking phenomenal work. And one of the people that they interviewed, they didn't interview her, but they interviewed a guy who wrote an article about her, about the first black female game developer, about how she made I think she's French. I don't remember her name off the top of my head, but like she made games about like about slaves and about their experiences, like way back in the day, like during like the Apple II days.
Right.
And she made like she made like erotic games that were like pretty modern in their ways of thinking, like back in the day too, you know, like about like safe BDSM and, you know, like polyamory and all that. Like it was like she was like a modern thinker back then, and it's just like really interesting. And like those are the kind of people that I would want to see like brought up, because, you know, like over here we don't know her very well.
Right.
Like she's basically a celebrity in France, but like like, you know, we don't know those kinds of people over here. I would love for the Game Awards to highlight people like that.
Right. And I think that that actually now struck an idea with me. Like, I think like the Game Awards needs to acknowledge this is a very American, or at least Western centric thing. Western centric show, and like I think there should be an international category. And in some ways, I think that would force them to examine like what are some games that are not even maybe popular to American players that actually is doing well locally in another country. So that would at least force some sort of recognition there. You know, and that doesn't inherently mean like, again, same problem with the academies where this was an issue. That doesn't mean that a foreign game should be excluded from other categories. It should be just more recognized. This is a game now, you know, and that was an issue with the academies where the Farewell, which is about like a Chinese American experience, was for some reason considered a foreign language. I mean, well, not considered a foreign language. It was more like considered. It was, I don't know, there was some weird branding where like it wasn't considered an American film, but this was about a Chinese American woman centered around her like grievances. So I don't know, it was a whole stupid thing. But that's the point. Like I think like the show should like acknowledge like this is like an American biased, or at least like centered thing. There should be, I think, an international category to make that distinction and to help boost like other games we might not know of, or like even figures we might not know of, like outside of our like bubble.
Yeah, and and like the Game Awards does do some cool stuff. Like they did that big list of like 50 folks who are
the class
working to do the class of the Game Awards, and like all of those people were, you know, people that I hadn't heard of before, but they all were doing really important stuff. And like it's like exactly like I want to learn about these people. I want to see the really cool shit that's going on in the world. And you know, like I would just love for Keighley to use his platform a little bit more. Like that's all. Keighley just needs to use his platform more and not let the advertisers hold him by the short hairs as much as he lets them.
I think my biggest thing, and I don't know how you'll feel about this, but this is how I feel about the Oscars as well. I don't think they should let the same game be in multiple categories. I just think like, what is the point of an award show that just says The Last of Us 2 is good? At that point, that's an ad, right? Like, that's not celebrating anything. That's just, like, basically just going, like, that's just jerking off Naughty Dog. That is all that is doing. That's not accomplishing anything. That's not celebrating anything. It's just The Last of Us 2 show.
That definitely is a problem across all award shows. I think that there's an issue with sleeping, especially with, I love theater. I love musicals.
Right.
I'm that person. And I recall like the year Hamilton debuted, and literally Hamilton just won 90% of the awards. It was fucked up. It was like, imagine being a show that debuted that year, and then you're just and it's like whatever. Yeah, like people like it on a mainstream level and whatnot, and like whatever. But then it's just messed up to be another thing, like another project or production that just unfortunately happened to share the same time window to be eligible for award season, when you have that fan favorite that is just sleeping. And then like, what's the point? Especially across categories that are kind of similar anyway too. Yeah. I do agree with you that it's definitely a tricky thing. I do agree with you that there definitely should be something to prevent situations like that. But also, I don't know. Like, it doesn't mean that they should be disqualified if legitimately compared to everything else they're up against. Like, yeah, they really are the best out of this roster in this category. So I don't know. It's definitely a tricky thing, but it is messed up, and I don't know what the solution to it would be. Actually, really.
Yeah, because it's like, I don't know. I just think there's so many games.
Right.
That's my thing. It's just like, listen, the awards don't matter. They should be being used to celebrate and award people who are really doing in the work in their field, and to just be sitting there and be like, oh yeah, The Last of Us 2 was the best game that was directed this year, the best story that was this year, the best music that was this year, the best audio design, the best performance, like all of these just over and over again. It's like, oh yeah, no one else matters, right? That's what that award is saying, basically. Just like, like, on a certain level, I do understand, because it's like, well, what if they lose one, but they could have won another one? It's like, well, then that's a separate issue, because I just think, like, it is more valuable to have more horses in the race that are like being discussed and covered, and this is a great way for Keighley to, like you said, John, like elevate people with his platform. And I don't think that having Ghost of Tsushima, The Last of Us 2, and like whatever the other ones, like Doom and Resident Evil, is like showcasing what games are capable of in 2020. And I think that would go a long way in helping that.
Yeah. All right, next question is from Anonymous. Does Master Chief suit Giacomo?
It does not. Everyone says this all the time. It makes me really mad. It does not, because he does not have a dick.
Okay.
Okay, I'm at peace now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anonymous asks, why are none of the Arknights girls based on horse girls? Horse.
What?
I thought there was a horse.
Is there not a horse girls separate
No,
thing?
I think they're saying, why are none of them that are based on horses horse girls?
Oh.
Like, you know, like, why aren't they like, you know, horse girls, like the type?
I don't know.
That's a great question, honestly, because there's like a cat boy who's like he's a cat guy, right? And he's like he's like, oh, this is my beautiful cat, Miss Christine. And stuff like that, and it's like, okay, yeah, but like none of the horses.
Oh, so it's like they're like horse girls, like girls that like to ride horses.
Yeah,
and are
like that.
A little weird about
not.
it. Okay,
They're equestrians.
Okay.
I see. Yeah, equestrian riders, but they're not. They're not little horses. Okay.
I mean, if I remember correctly, I think one of the because I only played Arknights for like a week or two. One of the girls I pulled, I think, was like a centaur, which I think would be...
What?
I think she was?
Are you thinking of the armor lady?
Yes!
She's not a centaur. She's just buff.
Okay.
She's just real buff.
Okay. Then, alright, then never mind. I was gonna say it'd probably be difficult for a centaur to ride a horse. But, I don't know. I mean, look, the only things that I am aware of about Arknights are when Obelisk Man pulls Arknights. And even then, it kind of just goes in one ear and out the other because I just like to see him flip out. That's it. He responded to me. That was one of the most powerful moments in my life. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm more happy for Wheels because I showed him one of Wheels' animations and he liked it a lot. So I'm just happy for Wheels. Speaking of Wheels, he asks, how will you incorporate Vin Diesel into next year's Game Awards?
He has to he has to do donuts in his car on the stage, and he says, Forza Horizon 5 is out.
But I would add on to that saying he's the intro. Like there's gonna be some like ridiculous short movie they have to make, and they connect it, and they
Keighley comes out of the car after he does all the donuts.
Ooh,
like Vin
they
Diesel's
crash through the
driving.
screen, or at least pretend they crashes. Something is absurd.
I'm into it.
Maybe the car
He
will
pulls
be on
up
wires.
and just drops Keighley off and drives off.
The car will...
It'd be like the picture of Keighley where Keighley's driving and running himself over at the same time. Yes.
They created that, yeah.
Yes.
How old is that picture?
I don't know. I feel like it's been here since time immemorial. I feel like that image spawned with the Big Bang. I feel like. Oh my god.
Oh goodness. Yeah.
Yeah. Like Vin Diesel needs to be in like a Keighley mask, so when the car runs one of them over, they like mix each other up, and you don't know who's the real Keighley until Vin Diesel takes the mask off. Even though Vin Diesel's like 50 times more buff than Jeff Keighley will ever be. I guess that could be it. Yeah, I'm looking at the rest of these. I mean, like there's a question about Nintendo being overly litigious, and you know, it's because they're a very conservative company and their lawyers are assholes. There's your answer. And then Wormghoul asks, could the Floygan brothers ever have been a successful franchise? My answer is if Wayne Radio and his streaming crew were around when the Dreamcast happened, yes, but only then. There's my answer.
I see one for Virtua Fighter 2 that I can just say Virtua Fighter 2 sucks ass and is one of the worst games ever. Because I had to spend like 2 hours trying to beat it in Yakuza 7 for the challenges. Mm-hmm. Do you know what they do to you when you get to the end of that game?
What do they do to you?
You have to beat a bonus stage at the very end, and what they do is they make it take place underwater and make you move at 1/4 speed.
Oh boy.
And all the moves move at 1/4 speed. It is the most deranged thing I have ever seen in a fighting game.
I wonder if yeah, but no, I agree. Virtua Fighter 2 is really bad. It's absurd. And oh no, yeah, I do remember. But I've only ever played it like an arcade cabinet of it. But
yeah, that was the version of it.
It has water levels, and the game as is already super slow. Yet they have that mode. It's absurd.
Yep. It's disgusting.
I think they
Virtua Fighter 5's in that game too.
I think they were acknowledging this is a shitty game and you have to endure this. So that's
yeah, that's what it felt like. Yeah.
Virtua Fighter 5 isn't bad, but it's also like really in depth.
Yeah.
I feel like that's not really like something you just kind of drop on someone who's just like fucking around in Yakuza.
Yeah,
but,
I know. Yeah, that's how I felt about it too. It was just like, why are you like, hey, you want a 100% Yakuza? Better be good at Virtua Fighter 5. Like, what?
Yeah, like, they had those other arcade games, and it's like, you know, like, yeah, like, I feel like a normal person could just fuck around with Fantasy Zone or Space Harrier or like, Outrun or whatever. Like, those games are all good, and, you know, you should just fuck around with them. But, yeah, I feel like Virtua Fighter... Like, honestly, the reason why they keep putting Virtua Fighter in these games is just because they want the Virtua Fighter freaks to have to buy Yakuza so they have a way to play it. Like, that is why they do it. Because they haven't released a Virtua Fighter in, like, 8 years or whatever the fuck, so it's just...
done anything with it.
Yeah, I mean, they're supposed to be doing a new one, I guess, next year or something, so who knows, but... Yeah. Alright, well, folks, it was a long episode, but we had a lot to talk about, so thank you for joining us for the show. I want to thank both of you for being on. It's always a delight to podcast with you, whether it's about video games or anime, so thank you, LV and Rose.
No problem.
Of course, if you want to follow us on social media, it's at VGCC on Twitter, videogamechuchu.tumblr.com on Tumblr, over YouTube channel, youtube.com/channel/videogamechuchu. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I don't know. You could just look it up on YouTube. We have our Twitch, twitch.tv/VGChuchu. You haven't really done anything with it recently, but, you know, who knows, whatever. We'll see. Of course, our Discord server, thegamezone.zone, you type that into a web browser and it'll bring you straight there. We're always hanging out. You could come play VR chat with us or something. Watch events with us. Do anything. It's fine. Of course, we also have our Patreon. If you want to listen to us three talk about anime every other week, you can give $3 to us per month at patreon.com/VGCC. Patreon.com/VGCC. So you're paying $1.50 per episode of Chuchigatri. Plus, we give you other shit too sometimes. That's nuts. That's crazy value. That's so cool. You should do that. Also, thank you to Melt Channel/Magic Circuit for our theme song Crush off of the album Magic is Real. If you want to support them, go to meltchannel.bandcamp.com or magic-circuit.bandcamp.com. And I highly recommend you do it on the first Friday of every month, because that's when they get 100% of the cut from Bandcamp. So, you know, if you want to do it now, do it now. But 100% do it on Bandcamp Friday. And that's it. Is there anything else that I need to announce that I'm forgetting? Oh, actually there is. I just remembered. Wait, no, did we talk about Game of the Year on the last episode? I don't remember.
It doesn't hurt to remind.
I don't know. But, I mean, we have one more episode before then, right?
Before the end.
Sure, but okay, I will remind. Yes, Game of the Year is going to be later this year. It's gonna be next year technically, because we're gonna do it in January because we want to have time. Because Rose is playing Cyberpunk, and also we have a bunch of games we want to catch up on. So give us a little bit. It's gonna be like maybe 2 weeks into January, but it'll happen. It'll be what you expect from Game of the Year from us, and maybe even a little bit more. We'll see. If you want to follow me, it's at JOHN_MICHONSKI on Twitter. Rose, where can we find you?
At HornGal on Twitter. Also, my VTuber account is at CurryDraco as well, if you want to follow that.
Of course. And how about you, Elvie?
At LVMAEPARIAN at Twitter. Always there.
All right. And you're still selling stuff on your...
Still selling stuff. Just find me on Twitter, and I'm being annoying about advertising.
It's all there, yeah.
Yeah, it's all there. Okay. Yeah, because I bought a little pillow for you. I'm gonna plug for you even if you don't want me to.
No,
I bought a little pillow.
I appreciate it. Helps.
I bought a little pillow for you. It's adorable. It's so soft. It's so nice.
I did as well.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, it's great.
Did, actually. We're in the same episode. This is very... I appreciate the warmth.
Of course. And that's it. Thank you so much for listening, and we will be back next week with another episode of the Video Game Choo Choo podcast. So long.